Live. Oh, Jolson, thank you. Captain, if you would please.
Sure, why not?
Jester.
Captain's log, stardate 53768.2. The Tenjin is headed for planet, because, towards the Korikiones of Korikio, the Admiral is to negotiate. He didn't feel free to tell me. He has suggested that our crew get some. So, while he and his attaché group are dealing with the diplomats, I will off ship for end log. That was probably the worst log I've ever given. So yeah, everybody can laugh at that.
Oh, but first, before I jump over to the captain, some ready room.
Sure.
A bit of catching up on some of our activity. Where's my sound effects? Oh, that's why I don't have those on. Right. So, before we go too much further into the main episode, past the captain's log, we have, of course, have a few days before you guys arrived at Kurikyo. And we will go into the wrong thing. I believe Jolson had some things they wanted to get caught up on.
Yes, I had some astrometric scans I wanted to do involving the aluminium.
Yeah, you were, from what you messaged me over the week, you said something along the lines of you wanted to narrow down the origin point.
Yeah, and try to narrow down the origin point based on the, what was it, like 72 hotspots we found, and try to determine what that phenomenon was that was making that aluminium appear only here.
I'm going to ask you for a reason plus science roll. Difficulty of 4, and you can be assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
Focus in astrophysics.
I'll give you that, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give you threat for 2 more dice. And away we roll. We roll that 1.
And the starship's sensor plus science.
Sensor science. Okay.
So that is said the diff was 4, didn't I?
Yes, you did. 4.
So that's 2 momentum gained. And you're able to narrow down roughly a sector of space in the Shackleton that's outside of the experimental area. That seems to... You don't know the exact name of the planet because it's in an uncharted part of the expanse. But you are able to correlate the various caches down to a sector of space that you can possibly petition the fleet to look into, or even the Tenjin itself to look into.
Okay. Is it within any claimed space?
As it's uncharted, so it's unknown.
And I'm assuming this is too far away, for long range sensors.
Yeah, you're you know that seems to be at long range. You can detect that it is that the strength of the energy is enough that at this distance it's high enough that you're seeing it bigger than some of the other ones. And you're able to correlate that with some of the other reports you've had. But beyond that, without the usage of the sensor boat, I believe that's the... forget which ship of that is in the R&D. I know the Tenjin isn't the sensor boat.
No, it is not.
There's another ship in the fleet that's better for that.
I want to say Franklin, but I don't think so.
Oh, the Fredericton, yep.
There we
The
go.
Fredericton has the experimental sensors that would be able to see with more detail.
Well, I can at least make a formal report and give it to the Admiral. Or Captain, then Admiral.
Do you want to try to take that to the captain now, or do you wish to resolve any other downtime actions that came your direction?
I also had a matter in the sick bay. Or do you want to save that for later?
Oh, you can have it looked into. So you seek out the medical staff aboard the Tenjin, and you can attempt a presence plus medicine roll, difficulty 2, to explain intelligently what you went through. Thankfully, the ship's assisting you because the medical staff will try to actually help you out a bit. Like, well, do you mean this? Did you mean that? That will be covered through computers plus medicine.
Oh boy. Yeah, this might not go well. And I have nothing to help boost that.
What are you trying to do?
Focus in communication, maybe?
I'd give that to you, yeah.
A little early to be burning values.
What are you trying to do?
I had a hallucination last night. And my isobromine levels are elevated.
Are you trying? Well, I'm asking, are you trying to use your medicine score?
Yeah, I am using my medicine score.
Oh, if you need mine in one of my focuses, you can use it.
I would love to use yours because my medicine score is 1.
Mine's 5. And I assume that the GM will accept that I am in medical.
Actually, if you want to pull yourself into this downtime scene, the role will change, because instead of Jolson trying to explain what he saw to the medical staff, you as a counselor can try to interpret what his dream was.
Oh, okay.
Because Mr. Jolson here seems to be reporting having a very strange and disturbing dream. On top of the fact that certain medical things are high. So feel free, Jolson, feel free to explain what you can to Dunnan, and Dunnan can decide what they want to do medically.
Okay. You said it in dream haze, so was this at night or
Yep,
did this
at
just
night.
happen? Okay. Yeah, I had a very disturbing dream the other night. It was outside on some sort of binary star system, and there's this tall building in front of me, and in the center of it is a pulsating sphere of blocky masses. And I heard a voice. I say, "This too has come. This too will come. This too will come again."
Were you in space or were you in a vessel?
It looked like I was on the surface, but it wasn't any planet or building that I recognize. But I did wake up in a cold sweat and did a quick scan of myself, and my isobromine levels are elevated, so I wonder if this has something to do with my joining.
It's very possible.
So, Dr. Dunnan, what do you wish to do?
There's no way for me to interface with the symbiote, is there? I mean, because they're essentially one person. They're not two people that interact with each other. They're one person essentially now, right?
Yeah, you would have to interact with me as Pavir Jolson, not just Jolson the symbiote.
I guess what's the general emotional state of one or both of them? / both of them, I guess.
Right now, confusion and concern. Concern about what is this signal and what the signal means, and also what the implications of me hallucinating is, as far as my job performance and stuff.
I think the best course right now is to treat any symptoms, and then maybe you can spend the night in sick bay, and we can analyze for the next time one of these happens.
I suppose I can wear a cortical stimulator, or
Cortical monitor, you mean?
cortical monitor. That's the one.
Yeah, because it very well could be symbiote. I want to rule out that this is a member of the crew or an external entity that's influencing you telepathically, though. And I assume that you haven't been taking anything that would alter your state of mind.
Strongest drug I take is caffeine.
Well, I'm sure you can appreciate that the next step really is data collection.
In an outside scenario, I would say the same thing. I'm just worried because I'm the test subject now.
Well, we can treat the symptoms. You should be fine.
Is there anything else you need from me? Any counselor?
Oh, this is about you. It's what you need from me.
That building is maddening. It looks familiar, but I can't quite place it.
Do you remember ever having been to a binary system?
I mean, a couple of times.
Have you ever been to a planet on a binary system?
Yeah, at least there's at least a half dozen that I can remember off the top of my head. Probably more, or if I look further.
Why don't you go ahead and work on making a list? And then we can eliminate those that had no major civilizations. And maybe look at core worlds first.
I'll get on that.
What you can do along this line of thought, Dr. Dunham, is you can go through insight medicine, assisted by the Jolson's insight science. Now that you've kind of you're trying to focus them a little more into, don't try to explain medically what's going on. Tell me, narrow down things that don't match up with what you saw. And the difficulty of this is going to be 4.
Does psychology or psychiatry work?
Yes.
And we can. Oh wait, you're using science, so you don't need that.
Yep.
And assisted by the ship's computer's medicine, because the medical department can help narrow down certain things that don't make sense or possibly bring up precedent.
If you don't have a focus, you can still spend the momentum and use one of my focuses. Assuming the GM allows it.
Focus in astrophysics, trying to recognize what star that was. Even narrow down what class of stars.
I'd let you have it for an increased complication.
You know what? Let's do it.
In that case, I will spend the momentum. And I'm going to raise my complication range by 1 to add 1 extra free question. Well, I guess it's not free because I'm paying for it, but you get it. That's 4. Computers what?
Medicine. So 1 momentum. to shoot you a message there, Doctor. As he does his best to help describe it. You start narrowing down what it is. Feel free to roleplay a little bit while I type this out as you're puzzling it out.
I'm trying to think of binary star systems off the top of my head that are like central in Star Trek.
Not a lot. Actual binary star systems are kind of rough on planetary formation. Possible, but the gravitational interaction kind of shears planets.
I know that bodes well. That means we've got very few to look through.
But again, in 200-year lifespan, and one of those lives, I was a trader, so I was all over the galaxy. Another one, I was a diplomat, so I was all over the galaxy.
Well, did you live?
Calden was more, or on the, was more beta quadrant, and kind of on the edge of Klingon space at the time. Liara was central in the Federation.
See, I just shot that at you at Discord.
Yeah.
Trying to cross-reference my travels with binary star systems. And let me guess, throughout my lifespan, and I've probably run into a number of psychic phenomenon or
So first question, do I recognize the planet?
I didn't give a lot of details as of the planet itself, besides it was binary and seemingly developed.
Oh, I'm asking as part of a free question. That doesn't count. Well, I guess I should
Yeah.
talk to you in Discord. No, he's asking me questions at Discord.
All right. One momentum spend for the doctor. Sure, I got spelled correctly.
Second question: how old was he when he was there last? Or how old is he in the memory? In the memory, I guess.
Well, joinings generally happen in the early 20s, so for the host.
Wait.
Of course, I could have pre-host host memories as well. That's actually a good question.
So, what I'm kind of feeling from what we've been talking about is the planet you're describing matches the planet we're headed to right now in description. The building you see, I think, is the city spire of Koriko? And the memory only seems to be about a month old. So, I don't think this was a previous host, but I also don't think it's your memory.
Come to think of it, I did kind of feel like I was as Pavir in the dream. Granted, and I'm drifting through host memories, sometimes the identities these do get blurred. But generally, I would know if I was in a memory of a later age of a host.
Yeah, unless you took a vacation very recently. This is not yours.
I haven't been in off ship since my last away mission.
Do I feel anything unusual telepathically in general? Not necessarily him, but just like a feeling about where we are or something like that.
Can I ask the computer to pull up an image of the city spire he's talking about?
Yeah.
Wait, I feel that?
That's what you're getting off of him.
Oh.
But it's odd. It's that it's an artificial sense, and that's only because you are empathic. You can feel that it's not the same person you're talking to having that sense.
Although it is kind of weird that I'm getting this. Because some Trill are psychically tuned. I'm not exactly one of them, and our psychic abilities are usually limited to, well, symbiont interactions in very controlled situations.
Can I feel that person right now?
The presence is aboard ship.
They're present in the room with us.
Would you mind accompanying me on a stroll, Lieutenant Commander? It might help you remember things, and it might help me get some answers too.
Yeah, that image of the city spire of Korikoyo is exactly like the building that I dreams. Granted, it's not bulging in the middle, but I've never been to this planet.
I don't think you have. someone else has.
Can we get a list of personnel who might have been on this planet, or at least like official records?
Can I pull that up?
Quick pull up of it shows that no one aboard the Tenjin has been to that planet.
We still have. I'd still like you to accompany me on that walk.
I guess I'll come with you.
I'm going to hit up the captain, or at least go near the captain's quarters, or wherever the captain is, and then the admiral, I guess.
Okay. What part of the day is this?
I'm just going to where you are.
Then, well, depending on the time of day, that depends on where she is. She's asleep in her quarters. If it's during alpha shift, she's in her ready room.
Well, I was on duty, so.
Yeah,
Ready room.
it's in the middle of alpha shift right now, yeah.
Okay,
Her ready
then
room.
we'll go to the bridge.
You see people on the bridge. You see everyone. You see people at their posts.
I want to try to. I want to try to feel the captain with empathy, and then kind of feel if that's what it felt like. I had to work quick on that sentence. Starting out with, I wanted to feel the captain. I had to move quick from that.
Doctor, the presence is in the room. Like the minute you step out of the turbolift, you feel it. It's here.
Is the captain actually in the chair, or are they in the ready room?
You're
Yeah, we
probably
can
in the
just.
You might be in the chair in the ready room. You're kind of en route to the planet. You're not quite there yet. You're like maybe 30, 15 minutes out.
Yeah. She's probably having a cup of coffee.
But it doesn't feel like it's the captain. It feels like it's someone else, but they're definitely in the room, or I don't know that it's just someone in the room.
You just know it's someone in the room. It's hard to narrow it down.
Captain, can we have a word in your ready room?
By all means. And she motions towards her ready room. The commander's there. The bridge.
The commander is not present at the moment.
Okay. Well,
Currently in the
then
middle of
Garrick's.
work with the admiral.
Got it. Then Garrick's, you have the bridge.
Hi, Captain.
Garrix, give me a fitness plus medicine test, difficulty 2.
Oh boy, was I wrong.
This is gonna be bad.
If only he hadn't just moved me to another room.
I'm gonna go ahead and use that momentum because this is really bad. Oh, get back.
Yee.
Well, there's my good roll for the night, guys. It's been fun.
You get your momentum back as you feel a throbbing headache. Come on.
For once, Garrix is not smiling.
Is this before or after we leave the room?
After.
Gentlemen, how can I help you?
A telepath on board is affecting the lieutenant commander here, and
Which is
I'll say
odd
it's
because
a crew member is affecting the lieutenant commander here. I have a hunch that it is a telepath.
why would they be attacking me? I have like a negative ESP score.
Maybe they wanted.
We're in the hypothesis phase here, Lieutenant Commander. We're trying.
Well, my hypothesis is maybe the Jolson symbiotes somewhere in your lives had information that this crew person, this suspect, wanted. That's the logical step.
I think we should take a step back before we introduce foul play. I just needed to isolate you so I could get a judge of your telepathic presence.
I'm an empath, counselor. It's in my file. You could have read it.
That's not what I meant. You know that's not what I meant, Captain.
Very well.
I want to... Does it feel like it's the captain?
It is not in the room.
You're cleared, Captain. Can I use your ready room to isolate people? The person is on the bridge. That's why I asked you first.
Very well.
I need to sit down for a moment.
Jolson, are you alright?
Just a headache. Might I just be from all this questioning and stuff?
Can I use the replicator to give him something?
Sure, it'll cost. You can do a control medicine roll difficulty 2 to conjure up the correct drug to help out, or you can spend more momentum to get the same result.
Nah, it's a 15. I'll spend the momentum to roll a third dice. Oh, well. There was a chance it would have paid off.
Once you're injected with hypospray there, Jolson, the headache stops.
Captain, could you send someone from the bridge in here?
Sure. She gets up and straightens her uniform and walks out onto the bridge and starts with the tactical officer. Tactical officer in there. The one on the bridge station,
okay.
Obviously. Yeah.
While we have room to ourselves, I tell the counselor, you must save them.
You tell me what?
You must save them. I don't know where that came from. I just heard it. Or thought it.
What's this about? Says the tactical officer when he's brought into the room.
We just needed you to ask a few questions.
Yes, the counselor is...
I think the information related to the counselor is somewhat private, Captain.
Okay.
He's trying to write a paper, and he wants to ask you some questions. She looks at him snotty, and not snotty, but you know.
Yeah, I'll try to get a feel for the tactical officer.
Concerned, suspicious.
Does that presence feel like the presence I'm looking for?
No.
Where were you at 0900 yesterday?
0900. I wasn't on shift that day, so.
Oh, that's all we needed to know. You're dismissed.
Oh, very well, Captain.
Thank you, Ensign. And
I look at the captain. I thought I needed to ask him a question.
You should. We're trying not to scare these people, officers, and
Too
you
late.
aren't running an inquisition.
I feel
Not on my-
familiar. I feel familiar with the person, so I think it's not. It's probably someone on the senior staff because I come into contact with them more than I do anyone else.
Okay.
So let's have a.
Well,
senior
if that's
staff
she's not gonna like this. And she's the only other psychic in here.
They have to
Commander
be.
Zora to my ready room.
They had to have been on the bridge, so Commander Zora is not the.
Okay, well then
person.
the only other one is Gearix. So Lieutenant
I
Commander
think-
Gearix to my ready room.
Wash is out there too, isn't he?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
well, we can go with Garrett.
Gearix first, then Wash.
Hi, Captain.
Wash is flying the ship. Wash has a very important job right now, keeping us alive.
And then warp core explosion.
While
mean,
we
yeah.
have the engineer. That's no bueno.
Such
Yeah,
is
Gear
fate.
steps in.
Yeah, he steps in looking a bit tense.
Commander, describe yourself to me. And while he's doing that, I'll be seeing if this is the person.
I'm 36. I have 5 children. I'm an engineer. Is that what you're looking for?
GM, is he it? Oh. Have you ever been to the planet we're going to?
I have not.
Counselor, if you're looking for a date, there's much more effective ways of doing it.
I was going to give the chance for the lieutenant commander here to talk before we started anything further.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm not quite getting where this is going.
Someone is affecting the lieutenant commander here and implanting memory, and the presence felt similar to yours, or really the same.
Well, you can see my medical file. I have an SP rating of exactly 0.
The captain raises an eyebrow, Vulcan style.
I guess I want to turn around the captain's. Can we look up the lieutenant commander's file here?
She walks over to her desk and pulls it out, and then slides the thing around. I assume this is all right, Lieutenant Commander.
By all means. I'm actually just very confused right now.
All right. And yeah, she spins it around.
I'll look for any references that he's ever been to the planet.
No, this person has never been to this planet before.
Has he been on leave in the last 2 months?
No. We
No,
have the most overworked crew in the Federation.
This is supposed to be their shore leave. Actually, that's
Yeah.
why. That's part of why the admiral is pulling the Tenjin aside for a personal diplomatic mission.
It's supposed to be a...
I understand your concern, but even if I suddenly developed an ability to implant false memories in someone, why would I do that to a colleague?
I don't think it's something you're consciously doing.
I actually have a tricorder out and am scanning Garrick's.
What are you scanning for?
Odd neurological patterns and just kind of like collating them with normal denobulin brain patterns.
Reason plus medicine, difficulty of 1.
Okay.
Would you like me to look at those results?
No. I mean...
I
Why
have
not?
a
Let's
reason
roll.
medicine of 16 and a focus.
I still want to try. If I can't do it, why would I ask somebody else? No, I'm kidding. Okay. Take a threat for a third dice.
Sure.
We're gonna see how this turns out. Oh! I got 2.
So you get 1 momentum. Who you're scanning again?
And trying to compare his brainwaves to his older ones. Because as the captain, I should.
The tricorder read. You look at the various readings, and there is one of the readings does not match up with the original medical file.
Okay. Garrick's, have you suffered any head trauma, or did you? And she kind of looks down at the pad and just kind of shakes her head and says, like, lick a dilithium crystal, or...
I spontaneously got some head pain just recently, but no, that was it.
How long ago?
Just as you entered you two and the captain went into the ready room.
I show the tricorder with Garrick's original mental scan and the one I just took, and I show the counselor.
Okay. I will share the information I just shared with you.
Yep. Huh. That's I think you were mistaken a little bit on your Esper rating. She kind of laughs. You actually had one of 14.
What?
Well, you're a long way off from any actual ability.
Yes. However, gone up 11 points is kind of not disheartening. It's more confusing.
I'd like to scan Jolson to see if his has changed.
Yeah, impossible would be the word, but yeah, interesting is the word she'll go with.
Extrasensory abilities are incredibly rare in my species. This is highly unusual.
Well, if you started reading other people's feelings, then I'd start to get worried. However, it is not possible for your reading to go up like this.
Does either does empathy or psychology or psychiatry work?
It's specific to psionics. But you
So-
could use one of those as with an increased complication because they're related to the same discipline.
I will not then, because I'm gonna go ahead and raise it by 2. Raise the complication range to 2 for an extra
Okay.
free question.
There you go.
Garrix, you look like you need to sit down. Here, there's a chair in front of my desk, please.
Oh, thank you, Captain. Now, if I was sharing false memories, I mean, what kinds of memories were they? What do they have to do with the planet we're going to?
Apparently, the city spire,
Uh,
and we have to save someone.
The city spire? What is that?
It's the main complex that the live on the.
Does it pulse in the center?
Not from any of the photos and scans we have of it.
The Admiral will die.
We have to save him.
Captain, can we come to
help
all
us.
stop?
Yeah.
Captain, let's come to all stop.
Lieutenant Wash, all stop.
And
Yes, Captain.
I'd like the 2 of you to walk with me to sick bay.
I don't know why I said any of those things.
Admiral to the captain.
Yes, Admiral.
I'm reading that we went to all stop. Is everything all right?
We're looking into a possible security situation, Admiral.
Very well. I'll report when you know more.
Nadal
Admiral
out.
out.
Gentlemen, please, with all haste.
Of course, Captain.
I'll be right behind y'all.
Yep.
I was planning on holding back for 1 second to say something to the captain after they had left.
Oh, there we are.
Yep.
Oh, so they take off. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to sick bay.
Maybe I don't know if an increase to yellow alert is warranted, but maybe apprise security and have them posted appropriately and aware if they start feeling anything to come to sick bay.
This is probably a good idea. And she will say, please try and figure this out with haste, counselor.
Spoken like a captain. Yes, sir.
It's almost like she was one.
Well, I need to get back to the patients, Captain. And I'll leave.
And after he leaves, she just kind of does that thing where she like rubs the inside of her nose and eyes meet.
I wanted to ask my questions about the Jolson scan real quick before we went any further.
Go ahead. Scene change though, so lose that momentum.
Have I ever heard of this happening before?
I'm going to give you a specific reference file, but yes.
Is it Carol Marcus?
It's it's that episode. If I can remember it. I know.
I thought she was naturally that high, that she just went through training or something.
But it was increased by encounter.
Oh.
That's what
with
made it
the
weird.
galactic border.
Right. That's
Which
the
we are
case.
far from the galactic border.
Yeah, you're closer to Galactic Center than just Enterprise ever was in that scenario. There are other instances where it could be induced, but it's usually short term, and it requires an implant or contact with an alien artifact. It's not something that just goes up on its own. You don't just spontaneously go up. Either you have it or you don't. And usually, most species are most species will have individually have somewhere in 0 to 100, sort of. Like people just have good intuition, a good feeling, that sort of thing. But if a species is 100, the whole species is like that. Humans in particular are odd in that they vary a lot more wildly, but they never break like 50 or so usually. Like it's super rare for that to even be that high. And for these two species, denobulans don't break 25 normally. Trill, they fluctuate, but again, they don't break 50.
Has any other
again,
Starfleet vessels come to this planet before?
Say again?
Have Starfleet vessels come here before?
The Fredericton has to establish diplomatic contact.
And did they report this?
They had no strange occurrences while they were there, beyond the people and whatnot, but nothing of a psychic nature.
And are the people psychic naturally on the planet?
As a species, no, not that any reports have noted.
Well.
But yes, you are in sickbay with your two patients. And there's medical staff milling around. Dealing with other patients.
Can I put some... Is there some kind of device that I can use to see if... I want to analyze their brain patterns and see if there's an unexpected pattern.
Yeah, you could. There's especially since your medbay won't cost you anything. You just ask a nurse for what you're looking for, and they'll either replicate it or they have it in storage. Because that's the benefit of working out of the sick bay. Is anything with opportunity cost of 1, which is most medical stuff, is considered 0 while you're here. So you're looking to monitor their brain waves. They put on a cortical monitor of some kind, a neurocortical monitor. Neuromonitor? Anyway. And you're examining to see if anything's unusual?
Well, I mean, the first thing is to see if there's anything odd. The next thing is to see if I see actually, like, separate brain patterns from normal. As in, like, is someone telepathically communicating or controlling them?
Reason medicine, difficulty 1. It's been brought down by 1 because you're operating out of a sick bay. And the CMO is kind of helping you by this point.
Does psychology or psychiatry work?
Increased complication, yes.
I will not do that then. Oh, wait, I need to look at the... I need to look at the text for practice makes perfect, because I think it may come into play here.
Oh, and who are you examining in particular? Or are you examining both patients at the same time?
Yeah, I was, I mean, I needed to analyze both of them, but if I need to start with a particular one, I can.
It changes what my answers are. depending on if you're examining both of them or one or the other. There's 3 different
Okay,
answers
well-
you can get.
Yes, so I am analyzing both of them.
Okay. Group you together, so it's clearer in my head.
Where are the talents in the science book?
Under talents.
Well, there's
hoping.
actually like 2 or 3 different sections of talents because there's science and then medicine.
Practice.
Oh, when I've succeeded, once per scene after the character has succeeded on a medicine task related to the treatment of a patient, reduce the difficulty of the next medicine test related to that patient by 1.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so it's brought down to 0 now. Because you've succeeded with, you've succeeded with at least with Jolson, so.
Well,
Yeah.
let's hope that I didn't need to reduce the difficulty by 1 in another situation this scene.
It's true.
Raise the complication by 2 for a second free question.
Okay.
Oh, wish I would have had a focus. That would have been amazing if I had had a focus.
You do detect a telepathic link.
Between them? Or coming to each of them?
Yes.
That was not a yes or no question.
That meant both.
Oh! Y'all have a 3... Well, a group of 3. You have a group of 3 thing going on.
The third being
Hey, Garrix, I'm thinking of a number.
18.
You're right.
What the hell?
I'm thinking of an element on the periodic table.
Cesium?
She's right.
This is creepy.
Extremely.
This is fascinating. We could have a really powerful computer if I could just get 3 or 4 more of you together.
I am not liking this
Can I-
train of thought.
Do I feel like the third link is on the ship or another presence unknown, or
Not on the ship. You can tell that for sure. It's too faint. It's too weak. Their presence with each other is kind of resonating, and they're kind of reverberating off each other a bit at the same time. Whereas this third one is distant.
can I focus? Can I focus enough to tell whether it's coming from the direction of the planet?
Thinking about it, yeah.
It feels like it's coming from the planet. Or that
Yeah.
general area. Yeah. Someone, the third person is on the planet or near it.
Well, that's rather disturbing. It would explain why we both probably saw an image of something on the planet itself, but these weird, ominous warnings, that I cannot explain.
Do I know of a device that would suppress this? Or a medicine that would suppress this?
This because you would need to do a control medicine difficulty 2 to concoct a appropriate drug.
Well, sorry, but I'm going to have to separate the two of you. If for no one else other than Nurse Fleur.
You make a compelling point, counselor, and he kind of turns a little bit red.
Marital thoughts. Yay, Jolson.
Can we
Yeah, yeah.
not?
Yeah, you're getting all of that in response. I'm trying not to think about it.
I just start going through the elements of the periodic table in order.
Hydrogen, helium. I made up a song to help me with that when I was in school. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen.
And we just both start singing in synchronization.
Yeah. A lot of the medical staff kind of stares at this feat with a bit of wonder of, okay, that's weird.
Does xenobiology work here?
It does, considering.
Okay.
I'm not that alien.
You're alien to me. We're
And to
both
each
alien
other.
to me.
That's racist.
A
Yeah,
species, actually.
I mean, we are in fact different species. It's not speciesist to acknowledge that.
I mean, to be honest, you're different kingdoms too. Being from different planets and all.
Everyone's a progenitor race. Wait.
Explains why I think it'd be half human, half X all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least I don't devolve into a mermaid when I devolve.
Well,
against my better judgment, go ahead and take a threat.
yay! I mean, yeah, but boo.
Yeah, that was necessary. I guess take the 2 momentum that I gained off of that and put it into suppressing that complication.
Fine,
Exploding-
you're making me spend 2.
Exploding head syndrome.
I'd have to take a bath then. Being that this is a confined space.
We're on a starship. Every space is combined.
Wait, why am I doing it that way? Doing this the hard way.
Uh-oh.
2 stress each. But I think one of you had some from last scene, and that would have reset back to 0 because you had a new... Oh no, you have to rest for that to go away. So yeah. You actually took 2 stress. I think, Jolson, you're sitting at 4 right now.
Oh,
Ow.
delightful.
Can I solve that problem too?
They just have to not move. They just have to rest for a little while, and
Oh.
by next scene it will go away.
Well, why don't y'all stay in here and chill? I'm gonna go talk to the captain. Jolson, it's best if you leave. Don't think about,
Let's keep our thoughts limited to the weather on our home planets and the periodic table. That sounds like a good idea.
That's a good way to avoid having to talk with the counselor. And then I'll leave.
Oh, on the bridge actually. You're not there. You're not there. You are there. There is done in. There he is. Boop. Nope, you can't see him. There you go.
Counselor?
What did I do?
Captain, I may have well, we've come across some things. It seems I better this is a ready room thing probably.
Yes.
Patient files and all.
Yes. My ready room. Let's go. And yeah. She walks in.
Well, it seems someone from the planet is telepathically linked with them, and they're linked with each other. Although the link between themselves has been suppressed, and I have to think that the link with the planet has also been suppressed, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I say the planet, it's something in the general vicinity of the planet. It's probably not the planet itself. But it does have something to do with the Spire, and it probably has something to do with the Admiral, so maybe full security on the Admiral?
I have the commander on that.
Maybe we don't even take his part of the ship to the planet quite yet.
Would you? Well, I guess I have to break the news to him.
This is all in my medical opinion, not my tactical opinion, because that's a very weak opinion.
Yes, but at the same time, we are getting however trustworthy they may be, that the admiral is in some kind of danger.
This planet and what we need to do on the planet didn't seem like making that risk, however small it might be.
Very well. I will ask the admiral if he would consider doubling his security detail.
And maybe security around the 2 in sick bay. I mean,
Are they violent?
No, but with the brains between them, if they decide to be, there's not much that you're going to stop them. They have a mastery over this ship, and together, I would not want to be on the other side. Certainly not in the admiral's position. If for some reason they are the ones that are supposed to perpetrate this.
Very well. See that I'll send Farrell's down to sick bay. And
Who is Farrell?
she's a security medic, I believe.
Is she Delton?
Okay.
No, it can't be her.
It can't be her. Okay.
No, someone with a low ESPER rating.
All right. Then I'll send Zeldin and a security team.
That's probably for the best.
Very well. What rank is she? Crewman Zeldin, can you please get a security team and head down to sickbay to watch Lieutenant Commander Jolson and Lieutenant Commander Garrix, please?
What is Wash's security?
Shitty.
Oh, okay. Well, since you had medicine and stuff, I was gonna suggest maybe you go instead, but
Gotcha.
I don't want you to die.
Right. Thank you for that. You are now on my Christmas list.
Although, I would pay to see the Jolson.
Oh, present security?
Wash
Okay.
We would just pull out cards. I mean,
Got any twos? Oh wait, I already know.
Threat.
right? We just look at each other and be like, we know each other's cards. Here's these.
I
Give me
will
those.
roll that 0. It's still 2. I still made it.
You're able to organize a security detail for without over-informing them or under-informing them, as the case is.
Yeah. And now the hard part. I will actually do this in person. I will ask the counselor first if there was anything else he needed to speak with me about.
Jolson and Garrix will be unavailable for a while. I'm gonna pull them from rotation.
Very well. See us passing by any interesting pulsars while we're out here. And won't be missing much. As for Garrix, well, he just seems like he's married to that engine.
Don't tell Flair
Times
that.
more than his wife. I won't tell her that.
Don't tell Jolson either for a little while.
Very well.
If there was anything else, Commander, Captain.
No, counselor, you're dismissed.
There's just too many commanders around here, and I'll leave.
Yeah, right. And she hits her comm badge and says, Captain Nadal to Admiral Trailblazer.
Admiral here, go ahead.
May I speak with you in your office, please?
Not at the moment, Captain. What is it?
We are going to try and get underway again. I would just like to suggest you doubling your security detail just in case.
Captain, our
We are
intention is to
having...
go there to try to entice them to join the Federation. Going down there with an armed detail doesn't exactly show us welcoming them with open arms.
She says plainly, just your life may be in danger, Admiral.
You can give me a presence plus con or presence plus con to try to convince him. You know what? I'll give you presence con, presence security to try to talk him into taking a detail, even though he really doesn't want one. Either espousing con-wise, there's a formal protocol for this. There's ways to make it look good. In security, there's an actual security threat to you, and here's why it's important. It's going to be opposed because he does not want a security detail.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna waste it. I'm gonna spin my determination on my crew above all. He may be a senior officer, but he's still part of my crew. He's on my ship.
True.
Persuasion for a focus.
I'd give that to you, yeah.
All right. 2 threat for a third dice.
I'm going to spend those threat.
Yeah. That's why I didn't give you more. For the roll to come through. Son of a bitch.
At least you got 2.
Occasion. Oh, sorry. Just the first one. I got overexcited. So I have 3. Oh, I'm so... That was... Well, yeah.
Gets to reroll one of those.
I still have 3.
Yeah, he killed his own complication, but he did not win out. Fine, I'll pull a security detail. I'll have the commander on.
Very well.
But we really do need to be underway. We can't wave this meeting off. It's too important.
Very well. I won't spare the horses, Admiral. See, now I'm doing it. Anyway, I blame the counselor.
Horses, Captain?
It's an Earth term. I won't spare the warp core.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. And she leaves her ready room. Captain Nadal out. Lieutenant Wash, resume course. Maximum warp.
Aye, Captain. Maximum warp.
Engage.
Ship explodes.
I've always wanted to say that.
Boom! No, okay. You see Wash press the button?
I guess unless I'm needed up here, I'll return to the duo.
Yes, that is where you are needed.
I mean, you guys should really get a poker hand going right now while this is limited.
Well, I've already prevented them from talking to each other.
No, Gin Rummy.
Oh.
Gin Rummy, man. Gin Rummy. Or Bridge. They'd be excellent bridge partners.
Spades.
New scene. You have no momentum, so you lose nothing. You come upon the planet rather quickly.
Well, I didn't want.
Koriko.
Yeah.
Koriko. Make sure I'm saying my own planet name right. Koriko, I'm right. Even from orbit, you can see it's this haze of a planet, and that coming out from the clouds of the planet is a long space elevator that pierces through the clouds, and there is a space station in high orbit attached.
Mm-hmm. Lieutenant, put us in orbit near the space station.
Yes, Captain.
She will do the traditional Federation greeting. Yeah. Because she hits the button. On screen.
Before you appears an emblem of what looks to be 5 towers arrayed in various colors in front of you. Inside what looks to be a circle against a orange-red background. An emblem appears.
Mm-hmm.
This is Koriko Orbital. How can we assist you today?
This is the USS Tenjin carrying a diplomatic attaché.
Oh, very good, very good. Sending. Would you like to dock with the station? Perhaps get some minor refits done, or maybe refuel, perhaps? Get a repaint job?
That all sounds lovely. However, I think we'll skip the paint job.
Very good. You are cleared for docking clamp 7 Delta. Sending coordinates now. Dock at your leisure.
Starting docking procedures, Captain. 5 minutes.
Thank you, Lieutenant. And she mutters to herself as she sits back in her chair, like, and the fun begins. Now she is not getting any kind of relaxation. She's just like,
So, the Tenjin's able to make dock. And the Admiral, along with his diplomatic delegation, make way to the station. And various pageantry and such goes on.
yes, and we will. Yeah, I don't know.
Before the Admiral leaves, he informs you that he does have a special detachment with him. He's going to have the Commander Zoro along as well, just to be extra careful. But otherwise, while he's continuing his negotiations, the standing order for, well, perhaps shore leave may be the wrong word, but perhaps investigation as to what the possible threat is. But he leaves that to your discretion. He and his team believe that he is being taken care of thoroughly. But if you feel inclined to look into it on your own, he's not really going to stop you. He's not going to order you not to look into it. Especially since it concerns his life.
One would hope.
Yeah.
Oh, and I assume this is a "You Are Here" map.
Yeah, you guys are docked up here at the top with the space station, and there is a space elevator that extends all the way down into the planet, into the city itself.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who haven't been briefed, because I think only one of you have been briefed at the moment, the city spire of Koriko is 130-story, 580-meter tall, and 4,530 square kilometer area arcology. that houses the majority of the populace on the planet of Koriko, featuring a space elevator that extends to Koriko Orbital Spaceport. The arcology takes the form of 5 angular gray towers jutted up against one another and joined by a complex network of breezeways, the tallest tower being 130 stories and the smallest being 110 stories, all enclosed by translucent duranium. At the ground level, there's an additional 2,000 square kilometer area that surrounds the structure and acts as the industrial and power generation sector of the city. The combination of dilithium, solar, and biomass fuel generation, refinement, and distribution. The City Spire uses a complex turbolift-like system for their public transport needs, each car holding up to 50 people, if not more, with single turbolift transports reserved for VIPs and security forces. The top 5 floors are reserved for government and administrative needs, while the following 10 are for the elite class of the city, where turbolifts are only for security forces and everyone else uses either ground transport or walks. Koriko also incorporates numerous hydroponics arboretums and a variety of sustainable green gardens to not only beautify the city, but also serve as a source of foodstuffs and some luxury goods. The City Spire's design allows for winds to traverse through the massive structure and generates a sort of harmonious ambient sound that sounds akin to musical instruments slowly coming into and out of tune. This is a Class K planet. Class K worlds are typically frigid, cold planets with atmospheres of methane and nitrogen. This planet in particular has a deadly atmosphere and hostile temperatures, but the city itself is enclosed and self-sustaining, hence our ecology. It's sealed off and self-sustaining on its own right. The gravity is about 1.25 Gs, not enough for it to be hazardous, but enough that any character going down is going to feel weight. They're going to feel noticeably heavier. This would become a health risk to you if you're there for longer, like 6 months. So that'd be something anyone who's going to the planet would be briefed on. You would have been told this by the Admiralty staff, just so you know what they're doing, and also informing you so when you go down, you know what to expect. Of special note, I should note, is that this planet, you can't transport to and from the planet. You can transport to and from the station, but due to the atmosphere of the planet, you can't actually beam through it. There's also laws against having any craft in their atmosphere. Hence why they have the space station to trade with aliens.
One question about their social structure. You mentioned that the top levels are reserved for the elite. Do they have like a caste system?
They're an affluence-based society, so the more economic and productivity you or your subordinates can exude on the populace, the higher in status you go.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's more of a plutocracy / meritocracy kind of deal.
Yeah. And that's something that the diplomatic envoy would have had in his file because the Federation came here already, and they established contact, and then the Admiral's closing the deal, well, hopefully closing the deal on it. So yes, what do you guys do?
I have a particular interest in the psio and psychic rehabilitation area.
Figured you would.
Well,
Nerd.
no, there's half of me thinks that this may help us find information. Half of me thinks I'm gonna get abducted and they're gonna try to cure me of my psychic ability.
So
Do I get a cookie if I'm right?
yes,
Well-
you'll get a cookie.
Just you take Jolson and Garrick's.
But
Well, I'm afraid that they might be arrested. I've seen too much Star Trek to just randomly trust people. So let's hold back on Garrix and Jolson are confined to medbay for right now.
Damn it.
aw,
Very well. I mean, it's doctor's orders, gentlemen.
I was hoping to sample the cuisine. Can you just get me a to-go box?
I'll see what I can do, Lieutenant Commander.
As long as it doesn't have any psychic properties, I'm fine with that.
Who else is
do
going
you-
down to the planet? Oh, sorry, go on.
Nadal was just going to ask if Wash had, was going to go. Just so she can have an idea of where her crew is. Balance of maintaining responsibility for them.
Wash is interested in the general gardens just to hang out and be around people, families, etc. But there is, but like Denon, I'm like, I want to make sure to look at the rules because if you step off the cement path onto the grass, it could be execution. So,
you can actually give me a reason plus con roll. Difficulty is normally 2, but it's been reduced because the diplomatic attaché has some briefing files on it, so it's brought down to difficulty of 1.
Reason con, you said?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I always spend 1 threat to get that reroll. Other than that, that's it. As far as focus, I might
What their money system is.
be briefing also other flight staff, so I will focus lead by example.
I'll give you that, yeah.
Cool. Okay, I was hoping. Thank you. Other than that, that's it for now. 2, and then you said the difficulty was 1?
Yep.
So that would be 1 momentum. I don't want a complication right now, so just the 1 momentum is fine.
Okay.
And like I said, I will advise the rest of the flight crew of the information I found, so if they wish to go down, what to watch out for, what's illegal, etc. And then adjourn that meeting and go on.
Yeah. To do a bit of research to see what their money system is, just in case.
They do accept the Federation credit. They recognize it as a legal tender.
Okay, because no, she has it. I mean, she's the daughter of a pirate.
According to the file, they're unfamiliar with Latin.
All right, then she will leave that, and then she will go and she might nearing. That's kind of where she'd go.
So 3 of you are intending to go down the space elevator?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sirree.
When you go through, are you going to bring along any supporting characters to help you out? Maybe cough. Maybe certain characters who are being pinged may want to have some that happen to come down the elevator with you.
Yeah. I will bring, because they're not going to let the captain walk around without fucking security or fracking security. Sorry, my apologies. I will bring Owen and Farrell's because Zeldin is busy.
Can I have one of them?
Well, you're going to do your other thing.
Yeah.
Have Farrell's. Take Farrell's.
Okay, because I think he's getting ready with that cookie.
Yeah. Yeah. So Owens is with the captain. Farrell's goes with the counselor.
Do we give Wash a type 3 to balance it out?
So you bring along Owen.
Unlike the rest of the crew, I trust Wash implicitly to behave himself.
I heard that.
It's probably a bad thing.
No, usually Wash is the one. No, Wash is usually the one that does. So.
Yeah.
Farrell's.
In her knowledge of the crew, Wash is usually the most well-behaved of the group.
Like, oh no, he plays with dinosaurs. It's like, that's the least troublesome part of our crew.
Right? Right?
I mean, he's the only person who's ever been handed hand grenades and took a second thought and thought this is not a good idea. Normally, people just throw the hand grenades, but not Wash.
Owens, Farrells,
See.
and who else?
Just Owen and Farrell's. Wash is going on his own, and then the counselor is going.
I thought
I even
Counselor.
looked for a stun setting.
Okay, I'll put that back over here. Actually.
Yeah, the counselor is. When he said, "Can I have one of them?" he meant, "Can he have one of the security with him?"
Uh-huh.
So I'm sending the security medic with him. With
That's good.
medicine rolls.
I can convince them that she's the psychic one, not me.
I mean, she is. She's empathic too.
Garrix and Jolson, just as a heads up, you can control the supporting characters
That's why we
from
brought
here
two
on,
extra.
because your main characters are currently locked up in medical for now.
Singing
Cramp.
Father Abraham in the sick bay.
Is there anything the away team is going to bring along with them other than their standard?
The captain is probably bringing a Type 1. Not gonna go down unarmed.
Okay. So you're purposely downgrading to a Type 1 so you can not be obviously armed.
Yeah, like the Admiral said, we want to make a good impression of these people. I don't want to be openly aggressive. I already do that.
But what if you need that one effect dice?
Well,
Doctor, are you going to go
Wash.
down? Oops, sorry, go ahead.
I was just to say, Wash isn't bringing any weapons.
Oh, you're not bringing a Type 1 even?
Okay, let me ask you this. From the
Mhm.
research I did, what would that look like to them?
Type 2 or Type 1 is okay according to their laws. Type 3, you'd have to give them a reason why you think you need that type of weapon in their city. Because they have security here, but they are willing to accept that aliens want to protect themselves, but a rifle seems overkill to them. But a
Absolutely.
pistol or a hand pistol, a hand laser, go ahead.
Okay. Then a Type 1 is fine. Yeah, something that I can conceal and for the most part forget about, hopefully.
Doctor?
it always pays to be prepared. That's all I'm saying.
You're going to be just armed with a Type 1. You are high enough rank
Oh.
that you can feasibly have a Type 2.
Yeah, Type 2, because this is not shady at all.
Well, I mean, Owen, who is going with the captain, is carrying a Type 2. So she's not really worried about... She's trying to put on the air of, no, I'm
It's just
a good alien.
It's always the idyllic societies that have weird laws that get you imprisoned.
Yeah.
If there were a couple of just Orions standing around generally committing crime, this would be a safe place. But this is too polished to be safe. They're doing some freaky shit around here.
Oh, your observations are duly noted, counselor.
Wash
she
would
looks at
almost
you with
agree.
That's definitely out of character because I'm not gonna insinuate that Orions are criminals around the captain.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. That is true, huh? Okay, yeah.
Owen and Farrells, are you going to, as security, you can default to Type 2. You can attempt to request for Type 3s, but...
I think Type 2s are warranted, and being security, people without weapons would it seem weird. So just a Type 2.
Yeah,
Like,
security
yes.
people can have Type 2s, I think. That would be appropriate.
Okay.
Like, yes, I'm here, I'm armed, but I'm doing my job.
And any additional gear the away team's bringing down? Nothing so far has cost you any momentum because it's just standard equipment stuff.
Basic. I mean, a medical tricorder.
That's part of your normal gear.
I mean,
You don't have to. I'm just checking before you leave the ship.
no, I think the captain's all right. Yeah, she's fine.
So first one we'll put through. As you go down the space elevator, there's U5 plus an additional like 10 other people that are slowly think like airport style, like business or pleasure. You know what I mean? The word's escaping me.
Customs?
Yes.
You're welcome.
I didn't thank you. No. Here you see a bunch of folk who they look to be the people here look to be human. They all have a shades of red hair. Their eyes seem to range from various colors of pink and purple, orange. Skin tones vary wildly. And the people here in the customs area are all wearing gold, what look to be like gold jumpsuits. There is some there's some styling in the cut a bit, but the color is monochrome. Except for people here seem to be wearing a red badge on their left arm with the emblem of the city emblem emblazoned on it. These people look to be armed with Type 2 phaser on one hip and what looks to be some sort of baton on the other. You look very serious, but it's that sort of like cruise ship security serious, if you get what I mean. Like they're trying to look like this is a safe place, but we're not military. We're trying not to come up militant, but they're armed, so it's kind of having this weird dissonance moment, at least for Federation types. When the first few come through,
They look like Daft Punk with guns.
Yeah. Wash, you're the first to happen to go through by sheer chance.
Boom.
No.
Name?
No. Alan Wash.
Purpose of visit?
Shore leave.
Okay.
Yep.
For how long?
Jamie needs to know that answer. Is it like just for today or
for 8 hours? I think is what the conference was supposed to be, or
Conference is indeterminate. The Admiral's gonna be here for a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like you'd have to return to the ship anyways.
Yeah,
for
the
not to go to
captain-
bed.
understood?
would
It was
say
just
24
just
hours.
right now. I'm going to say 8 hours.
Okay.
8 hours? Very good. Are you bringing any foodstuffs or trade goods with you?
No, not at all.
Are you bringing any narcotics with you?
Not at all.
Are you bringing any hazardous materials?
I'm hoping that the next question I'm looking for is not hazardous, so I will say no to that one. I'm waiting for the important question.
Have any hands on you?
And you are with the Tenjin, I believe?
Yes.
Very good. Next, you can go on.
Oh, they didn't ask the fun question. Good. So I move in.
I don't think they care.
Doctor, you're next.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll step forward. Can I get a general feeling from him?
Bored. But suspicious. Like he's kind of he wants something to happen, but it's that certainty of nothing happens in this job. I'd say it's a give me a reason move, but that requires him to be a little more energized about what he's doing.
I guess nothing exciting ever happens around here, does it?
Not in security, sir. That's the entire purpose, to make sure everything here is safe and sound. Your name, sir?
Dr. Kanar Dunnan.
Purpose of visit?
Recreation.
How long do you intend to stay? And so on and so on and so on. Unless anyone's actively going to try to lie to this guy, he's asking airport questions. And none of you are bringing on like grenades or anything hazardous like that. At
Only
most,
if it has a stun setting.
Yeah, bring on.
Okay.
If someone was Andorian, that would have raised the problem. Oh, I have this blade I openly carry. But unless someone's actively
No.
deceiving security.
Yeah, no.
No reason to at this point.
The captain also mentions the fact that he seems bored.
I mean, don't let us rush you. We love to experience simple bureaucracy in our Star Trek.
Oh,
games.
really? Hold on. Let me get the full questionnaire I had. About
Don't
2 pages
tease me
long.
unless we're signing forms.
In triplicate. It's got to be in triplicate.
You were then bundled off along with a lot of other people into you walk through these long pathways, and all around you see beautiful buildings in this upper area. Very stately buildings, gilded in precious metals that glint in the light. But you are being very specifically directed, like a bunch of school children to get to school by people with signs to go a certain direction, and you're not allowed to wander off unless you actively ignore their orders, which everyone else doesn't. They're actually, sorry, I take that back. 1 or 2 people with red badges on their arms do wander off, and no one stops.
Yeah.
But eventually they're going to lead you to a massive elevator that goes further. So, anyone try to stay in this area?
Nope. I don't. Well, the captain doesn't.
Nope.
Okay. The next section, you are in this sector. You do see that it's the same yellow. These ones look not as well tailored, but they're still nice. And these people are wearing a purple badge on their jumpsuits. In this area, you see a lot of large buildings. It looks a lot less. Look how awesome or grand we are, and more. Look how wealthy we are. You know what I mean? Less trying to impress you, more trying to impress each other. If that makes any sense. There does seem to be various bars advertising the various cuisine that they have. All of them telling of various entertainments that can be had from across the galaxy, which is questionable given that none of you see anything from your quadrant of the galaxy. But hey, what do these guys know?
I'd like to keep an eye out for the third person, like for that third feeling, that third presence, as we're walking through.
Give me insight medicine difficulty 5.
Ooh.
Nadal is too busy being internally disgusted because they remind her of her parents. All rich and snobby and...
Does empathy work here?
It does.
But openly, she'll wrinkle her nose a little bit, and then...
You notice that you're getting that look from the people with badges.
Can I spend a determination on I will do anything to help a crewmate in need?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay. Then, as much as I will, or someone else will regret it later, buy up to 4 dice with the 5 threat. Oh, and complication increase of. That's tempting fate a little, I think. We're gonna do it. If I'm spinning through it, I'm gonna increase the complication range of 2. Wait, but psychoanalyst work here?
Not really, no.
Okay.
It would, but with increased complication. But
Well-
since empathy is the
Well, so psychoanalyst already has me increase the complication range to get the free questions.
you're talking about the talent. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you can use the talent for it.
Okay. It's not a universal thing that I can use all the time, so I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So I'll increase complication by 1. Ooh. But I'll buy off that failure with the 2 momentum I gained.
Oh, because you used determination, right?
Yep.
That's your answer.
Oh, wow. So first free question. Do I feel like it's a mind of itself or something inorganic? Or minds kind of like, does it feel like this is a rock doing this? A single one or multiple ones, I guess, is question number 2. Uh-oh.
The 5 of you are approached by various people with the purple badges, telling you all the various great and tasty foods that are here. And actually, there are some species that you recognize from your travels in the Shackleton Expanse. For example,
Bunch of Romulans.
bunch of betazoids and their treacherous ways.
No, that's
There-
personal.
Is there an Alno Med with his human girlfriend or Deltan girlfriend?
Mwah. There is some Kalian. There's a lot of Kalian culture here. So there's some of the people in the fashions on their orange jumpsuits. They'll have piping or frills along their clothing. The food here from the Kalian places seem to be very what's the polite word? Overcomplicated. Less polite, pretentious.
Bougie.
Like here's a $1 thing that we spent all day on. It's like, please pay us 1,000 credits. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, very bougie.
There are some Johnny trade goods here. In the form of instead of having an indoor like restaurant or bar, they have like an open park with little benches around a tree, and the tree serves people food and drinks, or tells them stories, that sort of thing.
So based on my salary, how much of this can I afford?
You couldn't buy everything here, but you could have a good fun day of it.
Oh, that was first of all, that was a joke because I thought I didn't make money, but
Well, you have
Now I'm
credits that you accrue. It's just that most of the time you don't have to use it because the ship provides for all your needs.
oh, here I thought we worked for free.
I mean, we get a relocation of energy credits every month.
Yeah, for luxuries above and beyond what you
Time.
need.
Yeah.
It's just that most of the time, most Federation citizens don't have to worry about it. You need food, you can have it. Oh, I want a fancy solar sail ship. Oh, well, okay, you'll have to use credits for that, Or you're going somewhere outside the Federation and need to talk to someone who deals in money. Like, okay, here's some credits that you can trade with them, so you can actually get stuff while you're not in the Federation.
Oh, well, then I am very happy to experience all the barbarism of pre-scarcity society.
Yeah. What else is here? There is some minor amounts of Al-Nomad culture here, but it seems to be in the form of weaponry and there's like maybe one store in this whole section, or like one
It's
or
not
two.
very
I should
busy.
say. They do get business mostly from people in. Actually, there's not anyone of any other color but gold with the purple badges on, except for you guys. So,
Diamond encrusted phasers and whatnot.
glowing metal weapons, swords of light.
You
If
just
o-
have to. You should just assume that their customer service is terrible and just not bother. I'm kidding.
Only I was playing a security officer. If only.
So, at least one of you wants to sample the various things here.
Out of a couple of these restaurants and pick up something for Gearix on the way back to the ship later.
Okay. So security.
Thank you.
I said security's hanging back. Wash, do
Yep.
you want to hang around or do you want to keep going? Oh, shoot, dogs. Well, blame dogs.
He said he was going to the garden place.
Yeah, but he might hang around like you guys were. But I'll deal with your guys' not problems. They're you enjoying yourselves. Security guards. You can give me insight plus security, difficulty 2 for each of you.
Who has Owens? Who has Ferals?
I'll take Ferals if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay.
I mind. No, it's fine.
Delton.
Okay, you said insight security?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Can I make that roll?
No, it's fine. You're having the time of your life. Very tasty. Everything's fine and happy here. Food's tasty. You can hear music all around you from the city itself.
I don't like that.
Each of you though can roll insight plus science, difficulty 2, or insight plus con. This is you experiencing the culture of this section of the city and drawing conclusions from it.
Not command. Sure, take a threat.
Sure.
Diplomacy or composure? Probably not.
What was the first one?
Composure.
No. Yeah, I'd give it to an increased complication, actually. Actually, you know what? No complication. It makes sense given what you're doing. You're enjoying the most luxurious of luxurious, but trying to stay objective and analytical.
And yeah.
There you go. It's one momentum.
Hey, the pizza guy is having trouble with the front gate, so I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
All right. See, what Pete's guy needs to do is jump over the gate. Probably.
That's what a good pizza guy would do.
Seriously.
One thing I'll say to security is that you notice that there is lack of security around you. Like there was security on you when you came into this area, but as you started walking around and your charges started paying credits for stuff, you stopped having anyone following you anymore.
Meh, it's probably built in.
Yeah. Just sealed mounted turrets. Everything's fine. Melted carbon? No.
No. No.
The one thing I say for you, Captain, the one thing you glean from your from your experience is that none of this is replicated. All of it is, and they pride them like it. You don't so much ask; it's just sort of the thing you notice that you don't see anyone replicate anything ever. And they'll talk about what part of the city it was grown in, or what part of the Green Tower it was in. So that you can extrapolate from that yeah, they grow or make everything here. And from what it could, although you do get the feeling that whatever this is, it's very scarce. What you're buying, it's you can only really get it here. Maybe on the space station, but that's it.
She still thinks the ingenuity is impressive. Wondering what their star charts look like. Maybe their take on quantum mechanics, because she has thoughts about that.
You do notice that there's a distinct lack of very revealing information. That is to say, they don't have like pictures of anybody important. They don't have any murals of anything. It's a lot of solid colors, maybe some gradients of color, maybe a nice view outside the building. But yeah, there's no sense of these people, their culture. It's other cultures that they've encountered, and they're regurgitating it back at people, at visitors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes a mental note of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not weird. Thing.
Okay, Wash. The question was, the doctor and the captain are their security detail hanging about this section of the city to sample the various foods and cuisines and whatnot. The question to you is if you're going to hang around there as well, or if you're going to continue on where you wanted to go.
I'll hang out with everybody at first.
You can give me, as they're going around sampling various foods and seeing different stores, you can roll insight science or insight, I forgot what the other one was. Science and something else. Science or con, yeah. Basically, this difficulty of 2. This is your character experiencing this stuff and getting something out of it. Like you're actually able to make some sort of conclusion about what this part of the city's like.
Absolutely, and still leading by example, because anybody that's under me that sees me do it might do it themselves.
Yeah. If nothing else, you'll be able to
food.
brief your fellow pilots when they come on there shortly.
Exactly. Okay.
No. It's very tasty stuff. You're kind of more focused. Your characters seems to be more focused on enjoying themselves than making any analytical observations about what they're having. It's like, this is a really good beer, or this is a really good piece of chicken. Huh? Oh, right. I was supposed to say something about it. It was good. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, and before you leave Wash, she will say, the Admiral like a report on your experiences here. Doesn't have to be super long or anything, or make it at least semi-professional, Lieutenant. But feel free to enjoy it.
How are the locals acting to us?
You know what? You don't see any. Huh. Aside from the people running the stores, anyway. Like, there was a crowd around you, and now they've all kind of went away. It's like having your own it's like being allowed to go to like Disneyland or something, and there's like nobody else there. Except for the stall tenders.
I had that.
That's always a creepy feeling. I had that moment at Six Flags Astroworld, yeah. It's a creepy feeling. It's like I can write anything I want immediately.
Stayed on the tidal wave for like 7 times in a row. We got sick.
Yeah,
do
I rode the Texas Cyclone a bunch.
I will note
Go
that there are 2 ways you can go. There is an elevator that leads down into what is marked as the Spacefarer Society. There is a breezeway area with a what's it called?
Catwalk?
Actually, no. I didn't realize what floor you're on. They have cars that can drive you over to the High Hall of Trade and Restaurants. And up, of course, leads back to. It doesn't say Government Administration of Spacefaring. You're told that in briefing, but the signs don't say that. It just says Space Elevator. Sorry, Customs and Space Elevator is what it would say.
Yeah. She is. Go ahead.
General Trade Bazaar it is then?
Is that where Wash is going? Neat.
I don't know. I'm just, everybody is quiet. So, because I'm going to go to the gardens eventually.
Yeah, the captain and Owens will probably stop about here
So
after our dinner.
you guys intend to go down this way.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I'd put you where I can see the thing. There we go. Wash, you're going to go down the same way, or you're going to go across the breezeway?
Yeah, after everybody's had dinner and chilled and hung out, I'll go wherever the general gardens, however you get them.
You try to look it up on like your tricorder to try to guide yourself there, or do you ask somebody?
I ask.
They tell you that the best way to get there is to go all the way down to the general floor and then go across through physio and then to the general gardens. If that's where you're headed.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds great.
So you'll be heading down the elevator with the captain.
Yep.
Dundon's going to get left behind having really nice space pizza. I don't know.
Buying my space lasers.
Oh, god dang it.
I mean, I'm headed down the same way because I'm headed across to. I guess I'll start at High Medical Services and work my way down until I get to whatever. I guess psyche rehabilitation.
Actually, Doctor, you are due a insight science or insight con roll during your little luxury escapade to a difficulty of 2 to get some sort of conclusion you can draw about the culture and about the people rather than just simply gorging yourself. Well, that's unfair. Enjoying yourself, more like.
I was going
It's
to say,
hard to be
stop talking about me.
Yeah, no, the food's just way too tasty. It's kind of hard to be objective about it when you're enjoying yourself so much.
Yeah, the way that everybody could tell that like a food was good is when I ordered seconds.
Yeah.
If I didn't and I moved on, then
It's like that feeling where I go somewhere really expensive, like that, and I can't go multiple times. So I'll go eat, and then someone asks me later, "Oh, what was it like?" There was meat, and it tasted good. Like, that's not helping me at all. Sorry, I wasn't really.
I guess it's a good thing we didn't bring Gearix, because didn't Dr. Phlox like eat really weirdly or something like that? I feel
Something like that.
Yeah.
Garrix is really into food, though. He's like kind of a foodie in a weird way.
So when you get down to the Spacefarer Society area, in this area, there's a lot more lounges, a lot more museums, showroom floors. In this part of the building, you see people gold badges on their arms instead. On this floor, they seem to be. You don't see these people openly armed like you saw on the upper floors. You don't see anyone with a weapon, actually, other than yourselves. And each of you, including the security guards, gets a personal guide who kind of walks around with them. Oh, so you're from space. Certainly don't look like you're from around here.
Yes, sector of space, yeah.
Oh, you're Federation, right?
Yes.
Oh. How fast does your ship go? Like warp 7, warp 10?
Uh, 9 point, what was it, 9.99? I can't remember. Or it might just be, anyway.
You couldn't possibly maintain that speed for long, could you?
Long enough.
Oh.
I'm also scanning him.
With your tricorder?
Nope. Empathically.
Unbridled curiosity. Almost exceedingly so. But then again, you're not familiar with this species, so maybe this is normal? You'd have to do a roll to get a better idea.
I'll do a roll.
Insight medicine, difficulty of 2.
All right. Composure count for making sure he doesn't notice that I'm doing it.
Does what count, sorry?
Composure. Trying to do this without him noticing.
With increased complication.
Take 3 threat. I want to at least try and make this roll. It's not one of my... Oh, well, there we go. It's not my best roll.
Got yourself 2 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be induced through either drugs. It's artificial, whatever it is. It's drugs, an implant, conditioning, something. Like this guy's exceedingly curious, even for him, even for his people. Then again, you're getting that feeling from every one of your escorts. Like they're all very curious about you.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh, is that a space laser you have? Does it vaporize people?
No, it doesn't.
Security guards.
Oh. By all means, Farrell's and Owens. No, I'm kidding.
Its primary purpose is defensive. Its default setting will only stun an organic life form.
Oh, like stun. Why would you want to do that? That seems exceedingly cruel.
For defensive purposes only, I assure you.
Oh. Do you have bigger ray guns?
Yes.
Would you be willing to sell them?
I'm pretty sure that would not be all right. And Farrell's is like looking at the captain like, what the hell?
Oh, okay. We were willing to trade in kind.
I'm sure that the Admiralty will be working out any kind of trade organizations. I don't think we're authorized at an individual level to trade technology.
Oh, but we were informed that you purchase things on the upper floors. So surely you engage in trade.
Looking at Captain like, please get me out of this.
Wayne might have stepped away.
The captain has stepped away to a refresher.
Oh.
No, I'm back now.
Oh, they're back.
Yep, you're stuck with me.
Your security guards are looking at you pleadingly as they're being questioned.
She will. I mean, ask the same amount of questions. So, I guess she'd walk up a little faster, try to ditch hers just a little bit, far enough away where they can't.
They pick up pace to keep up with you. Like they'll even start jogging if they have to, but not like they don't seem to be exerting. It's more of a whoops, I must be moving too slow.
She takes out her tricorder and then just kind of sends her message to them through that.
Okay.
Like share not too much, avoid classified information, anything super specific about the ship, yada yada, so on and so forth.
Okay, so I guess Farrell's upon reading the answer is, well, we are authorized to trade for goods, services, and some small luxuries. Technology like this would not be permitted.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, since you get into space fights and kill people, we do sell armor on the floor.
Wash will say that is a misinterpretation.
Oh.
That is not what was said. We defend ourselves, and we as Starfleet do not go out of our way to kill or murder anyone, and we hope that it never happens. But again, in self-defense, when we've been attacked by others, that is different than what you have now alluded to.
What do you know about space?
It's very dangerous and everything tries to kill you. The
Well,
sun, the stars,
everything.
people.
Do a little bit more research.
Space can certainly be dangerous, but it can also be quite
Profitable?
depending on what you're looking to do there. Sure, we're primarily explorers.
Oh. So you sell maps, makes sense.
I'm gonna look at Wash. Do you have any maps to sell?
I do not.
Very quietly to the counselor. And the Admiral wants these people to join the Federation?
Just what we need. Another set of Ferengis.
So where are you going today? We'll make sure you get there as soon as we can.
Wash is now in the mode of this is getting. He won't say it out loud, but you can see it in his face maybe going back to the ship is the better idea. And he's serious.
Oh yeah.
The captain and Dunnan will definitely be able to feel that. They ask too many questions, and since the Admiral is supposed to be doing that, it might be better just to get out of questions view. And he's not saying it in the sense of the other people. You all can do what you want. He's just talking about himself. That's how the Admiral is done.
I'll turn to Wash. Lieutenant, there are some things in Medbay that needed to look after if you wanted to. And you're more than welcome to an allotment of holodeck time if you stay on this ship rather than taking your R&R here.
The captain nods in agreement. Yeah.
Oh, and then Wash will say something to the effect of, well, if the two in sick bay need checked on, I can definitely, it's probably better I go do that. And look back towards the big elevator that goes up and look up and say thank you to the other people. It's nice to meet you. and then kind of head that direction. I probably will have an accompaniment, but I'm still kind of like what Captain was doing, just kind of walking fast and focused to get to that elevator as quickly as possible to hit that button.
Yeah, they jog with you up until the elevator, repeatedly until the doors close. There's like you and like a few other people with like purple and red badges. There's one or two aliens in here who kind of step in and have the same look that you have of, ooh, that was uncomfortable.
Wait, so
Wow.
wait, the people kind of followed him.
One of them did.
Well,
Because
If
each of you
I-
has a little minder.
If I feel like I could get a break for it, I'm gonna go to break for it and try to leave.
The one who's minding you runs after you.
I start jogging.
I assume you're trying to head to medical.
Yes.
When you get to the breezeway there, he stops at the doors that open up automatically and waves as you leave.
Interesting.
The captain will look at Farrell's and go,
I turn as I'm walking away and I see the captain still engaged with them. I give a bow and then I leave.
Right? And me, as the doors are closing and they're saying bye, you see the princess wave, where I just my arms up and my hand is doing that little cut motion to save energy, and I just keep doing it.
The beauty pageant wave.
Yes, until the doors shut, and
Wow.
then up I go. The ship is
she-
a lot more pleasant right about now.
she will send Farrell's after the doctor.
Okay.
And sorry.
No, go ahead.
And she will, being rude like the rest of them, will continue at a brisk pace, but not running.
You get the sense they're not offended at all. In fact, they found it exhilarating. Yeah, they got some exercise.
She just kind of files that away for her report later and heads towards the mechanical, civil, and astronomic engineering section with her security guard. Yeah, with that
When you
one.
get to the elevator, you're given a nice friendly wave goodbye on your way down doors.
And the captain does a mock curtsy when she gets in the elevator. The doctor bowed. She figured she might as well.
Big game of tag, and the elevator is safe.
Da-da-da.
Wash. You're able to get to the elite spacefarers and travelers section of the city. You're not. Again, there is a presence of security here that notice you're here, but they don't make any move. They just kind of see you and notice you're obviously not wearing gold. But other than that, they don't bother you.
Part of
Did he-
me says if there was like a sign that said expediting a route to Garden, I would take it. But I imagine I'll be questioned so many times on our greenery, and it wouldn't be relaxing otherwise. So I just still at that moment say, do that hard sigh, like, and then get on the elevator going to dock. Or the
So you start
docking
making
ring.
your way further and further up.
Yeah.
You notice that the purple badge people do. They seem to patrol around, but none of them seem to bother you or do anything. They just kind of continue minding the area. So at least not everybody's like that, thankfully.
Right? And
I
I imagine it's like an hour or whatever to finally get all the way up to the ship. But yeah, I'm just slowly making my way there.
Yeah, I'm ticking around the clock.
Cool. Yeah.
The weird way to put it, but you know what I mean. In turn, that's the word phrase.
There
Anyway,
you go.
done in with your security escort. When you get into this area of high medical services, you see that everything seems a lot less look how rich we are, and it's more look at all the cool buildings and equipment we have. You know how hospitals have, well, ones we're used to, they have a sense of privacy, curtains to hide things away, solid walls to kind of seal things away. That's not a thing here. They have a lot of translucent or transparent materials that allow you to see various medical procedures going on. Some of it is just look how nice a bed this person has, or it's look how nice an MRI we have, that sort of thing.
Everybody's naked.
I was about to say, looking around, I see one window and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that in years.
Poor Farrell seeing...
Not even that kind of doctor.
Yeah, no.
The people here are wearing blue jumpsuits with gold badges. Although these people, their cut of clothes seems to be less about showing off certain silhouettes, and it's a lot more functional. It's tailored in a way to make sure that nothing catches on things or protects them from blood. A lot of the people are wearing masks on this floor.
I'm gonna look for a receptionist.
As you start looking around, eventually a gentleman approaches you. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm from a visiting spacefaring vessel, and have a curious case that seems to be evoked by this sector on one of the members of my crew, and I was looking to see if I could consult with one of your doctors who may have seen such illness before.
Oh, what sort of illness would that be? And on the fact that someone's talking to you for, say, a minute or so, another professional walks up to stand beside. Doesn't say anything, just kind of walks up and stands nearby to overhear the conversation.
It's a learning conversation.
Exactly.
It seems to be some kind of increased esper rating in a non-esper, high esper rated species, including occasional telepathic linking between non-telepathic humanoids.
Oh. And the one guy looks at the other one kind of sighs. They both look at you. Well, there's two possibilities. One, it's possible they have inhaled raw dilithium crystals into their system, and that has drastically changed their esper cloud. If that's the case, then all you have to do is make sure to get fresh air, a dose of cinnamon, and then you can... they'll probably just get back to their normal rating if they are supposed to be at a lower rating. Or it is possible that your friends may have been exposed to Korikyu cloud structure. If that's the case, cloud structure, atmosphere, the gas on our planet. Is that translating? I know our translators don't work very well medically.
Yes, we have words for gas.
Gas, okay. They may have inhaled that. If that's the case, they're likely going to, unless they go to our rehabilitation center to to sync the gas with their essence. Their essence will peak and then to full and then drop to negative. That is to say, they will stop. Sapience will leave from them. He gestures with his hand like he's trying to communicate a complex idea, knowing that the translator is kind of limiting him. Do you understand?
Would you mind showing me a write-up on this procedure?
Oh, sure. He waves, and then another person shows up.
I'm gonna inspect it for efficacy.
You were handed... you're not handed a pad, you're handed a textbook. Like, actual dead tree, leather-bound textbook. With, like, an emblem on the front. and like someone's signature engraved into the material.
Is
Well,
it high school?
I take it and I look at it and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, Garrix and Jolson. And then I'll take it and I'm just gonna read this over here, and I'll go sit down and start reading and taking notes on the tricorder, I guess.
Oh, you could we can get you a desk to sit at, so you don't have to sit on a bench.
Oh, that would increase my efficiency, I'm sure.
That's what we thought. Would you like some stimulants?
What kind of stimulants?
Well,
I better not. I better not. You know, there's rules.
there are. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna. Do I know the? If I tried to say the chemical structure of caffeine, could I get it out?
You could say it. Whether or not they would understand is unknown to you.
I'm gonna say, can you replicate some like C6H whatever? Some. I'm gonna give the chemical formula for caffeine.
This is hilariously
And-
weird for me to say, but presence plus medical or science difficulty 2. To convince these people to teach them how to make caffeine.
Caffeine with sugar.
Oh well, I'm sure if they're living life forms, they've encountered sugars before, so that would be the easy part. It was reason what?
Reason medical or reason science.
Oh well, yeah. I do not have
Probably.
a focus in chemistry or coffee.
Well, you should.
Right. They don't give you sugar, they give you saccharin or some.
No, it's worse. It's aspartame.
Oh no.
What was the difficulty?
2.
All the diet sodas for the doctor.
Because I don't feel guilty at all, and we have no momentum, and I want momentum. Take 6 threat.
I'm spending all of it.
Oh shit. Oh man. Well,
You're going to be high for days.
You're about to get motor oil and crack.
I'll just
saying.
take those. I'll just take those 2 threat. I'm already through the ones I wanted. So you communicate the idea to them. One of the first things that's kind of complicated at first that prevented it from being just a difficulty 0 or 1 is that they don't replicate anything. So they'd have to actually make it, or they'd have to already have it. But once you communicate that to them, like, I'm looking for this, they understand what you mean. They just don't call their words different for what it is. They know what caffeine is. And there's various plants that they grow and various meats that actually have it inside it. Like, oh, yeah, I can get you that. Yeah. What, you don't have caffeinated meat? And then there's an explosion.
like, are we talking science project gone wrong, or are we talking like, I'm about to hear some like, get down on the ground.
Red alert. Red alert.
I mean, I hope it's.
Could be
Let's
just
hope
an
it's where that the
explosion.
red alert is still working.
I don't think this place has a red alert.
No, this place has a blue alert. That's 3 buildings over that has.
And I
That's
just
way too.
got
That's
on
way
the
too chill.
space
Way too chill. There we go.
Sorry, what were you trying to say, Jamie?
Go ahead.
Just say I just got on the space elevator up. Just the door shut too.
Yeah, how convenient that when things go south, Jamie is conveniently removed.
Hey, but it's still going to be 15 minutes. What was it? A couple hours on that thing before I get up there. So
There's a massive shutter all across the building. Garrix and Jolson, you both see a very clear vision of the buildings warping and huge blocks of the building flying away.
Oh, it wasn't the Admiral. It's me.
Did you see that?
Away team, fitness, plus security difficulty.
Shit.
It's gonna be. Nah, I'll spend more. 4
Fitness security difficulty 4.
with an increased complication to 2.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
take
As huge chunks of the building around you explode away. Like there's no fire, there's no energy. It's all of a sudden like the translucent blocks that were keeping you safe from the deadly atmosphere just start flying away like so many toy bricks, and you're suddenly exposed to the outside.
6 threat for 5 dice.
I'll take those.
Ooh,
The
Got it.
captain is spending her milestone for determination. Hesitation is as bad as an action because if I stand here, I'm gonna die.
It's true.
And then take 2 threat.
I'll take those.
And then the captain crushes it.
Yeah, that's like 3 momentum.
That is 7 successes.
Wow.
which I suggest we let Jamie use and not the supporting characters.
I would concur.
Yeah, because Jamie's actually Wash is actually out of exposed vacuum.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to ask you: is if I'm actually safe.
What's happening for you? Yeah, your problem's slightly different from theirs in that your character is, as you're going up the elevator, it suddenly comes to a sudden halt, and you can see below you faint images of something flying away from the city, and then the whole elevator starts tilting and falling. And you notice that you hear a bzzz noise of a force field shutting off. Like you're not like the space elevator doesn't have power.
Right? I immediately hit my comm badge and say, "Watch to beam up."
But you will still need the fitness security roll because it's you quickly moving quick enough or keeping your feet so you don't lose your you don't get rattled by the experience.
Understand? Is it still a 4?
It is, yeah. This is incredibly drastic.
Shit. Okay.
But we have 3 moments.
Yeah, spend my determination because today I don't want to die.
Hey, yeah.
But hopefully on the only 2 I got is insatiable curiosity and voice of the crew that would fit this situation if it does. But I don't think so. But
I'll take a look at your sheet, see if I can help you out. Those 2 don't.
Yeah, because the only other one is I can fly anything and fast ships and strange new worlds. Now this is a strange new world.
I can give you that last one actually.
Oh, okay. Thank God. All right. So determination on strange new worlds. There's no focus in this whatsoever. And then 2 threat for the 3rd die, or 1 threat and 1 momentum.
Okay.
And then let's see, the 4th die is 3 more. Do I want to? Because there's 2 momentum left. No, I'm just gonna roll. This is one of those moments where fitness, security, and multitask only works when I'm doing an overhead. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to. Now that I know I don't have anything, I will buy the 4th die. So that'll be 2 more momentum and 1 last threat, and then the momentum will be gone. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Stop drawing.
At least you made it.
Oh, yeah, I have a 4. I made it, but I have 1, 2...
2 complications. Oh, that's terrible.
Give me a chance to finish what I was saying, yes.
So, That means you guys only take 2 challenge dice instead of the much higher number.
All of us take 2?
Hey, you guessed right. Everyone takes 2 stress. You would have taken way more if you didn't get that roll. That's just the mental stress of, oh god, I need to get to safety, or I need to brace myself. We'll start with the person who might be exposed to vacuum here in a second.
Right?
So you're able to keep your bearings. You're able to keep your thought together. You tap your comm badge, and ask for a beam out. Is that correct?
Yes, like just that's the words is immediate beam out.
All right. So I imagine someone's going to want to spend crew support for this, or unless someone's letting Gurix out, because someone needs to be at the transporter room to beam poor Wash out of there.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
crew support
I
will
don't
be Hart, Kimberly Hart.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I really don't think Gurix would let anybody push him around if it came to saving one of us.
Well,
But he's not-
I understand, but they're locked in the sick bay, and
I just got a weird psychic vision, so I might not be my best.
she also has a 15 with transporter's focus, so she can do
Mhm.
it.
Okay.
Not on a pad. Or in.
Should
Ooh,
be
that's
4
right.
because it's not from and not 2. Oh, it is 2 a pad, so it should only be 3.
Where's my cheat sheet?
Oh.
and remember those 3 momentum are gone.
Probably best that Wash rolls this.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that, but okay, yeah, true. Let me go
Well,
Hart.
The increased complications that is because you're beaming from the space elevator. It's still out of the atmosphere, but still close enough that it's making the beam out of.
One momentum to get the 3rd die,
Okay.
and then she already has transporters and replicators. So yes, there, and this is it. And you said increased complication to 2 or 3?
2.
2. Okay, that's what I got. All right, good. Thank God I'm alive.
So you're beamed to safety. And cutscene moment, the elevator keeps falling and falling and falling and falling.
And at that moment, I ask Hart to immediately get up here to the over here to the transporter bay, because there's a possibility we need to beam the rest of the crew up.
Also, and if I may make this suggestion, you might want to run to the bridge and try to tractor the elevator. The rest of the people in the elevator from dying. That elevator.
We'll see if we can tractor it, but
We'll see what Wash does. We'll get back to him in a moment.
yeah, that was.
But we know for sure he's gotten up to the ship.
Yeah.
And I didn't kill him in the space elevator.
It's just a suggestion anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor. Massive. All the blocks in your area have expanded out, and there is a rush of gas coming from the surrounding atmosphere. You're able to get to a piece of equipment. Like, there are various people grabbing at masks and putting it over their face. One of them you're able to keep your bearings enough that someone hands one out to you after they get theirs, and you're able to breathe normally. Farrell's and Owens, those two have to roll for their problem. We never resolved them.
Oh yeah, it's fitness security.
Difficulty 4.
All right. Well, we have no momentum to spend, so I'm not spending any. Sorry about it, supporting character.
Red shirts.
Well, that's a shame.
It's sad when you watch a supporting character you made die.
They may not die.
Let's hope not. I spent a lot of time on ferals, like a whole 5 minutes.
And the other security officer. Needs to do a fitness security.
Okay, sorry.
I just did it for the interest of expediency. But it wasn't enough.
Well, those two take way more damage. Why do I keep going here? This is not how I... God, this is the slow way to do it. There we go. Oh, actually. Da, 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 da.
Oh, I have an idea when I get the chance to go again.
Oh, right. I was right. I was right the first time. For the complication person, not only exposed to the deadly atmosphere, but also a sudden gust of freezing wind.
Oh no.
How much stress do they take?
Oh, I have to roll for that. They might get lucky and nothing happens.
Frozen in place.
Six.
Yeah.
That's an injury.
Lethal or non-lethal?
It's a mix. It is a mixture of non-lethal and lethal, but we're going to default to non-lethal because that's where most of the damage came from.
So are they able to get a mask on?
Farrell's is unable to get their
Damn.
bearings straight fast enough, and then by the time someone hands a mask to them, they've already passed out.
Are we able to get a mask on them? Was the question.
Yes.
Okay.
And two. The other person takes this much. 3 stress. I think Owens here is moving around still. So, Doctor. Yeah. The doctors who were helping you are kind of preoccupied and running around trying to help people. You are with Farrell's, and you notice Farrell's put a mask on them, rather, before passing out. But you have a mask on right now. You notice a lot of people are either running away from the collapsing tower, and they're all heading down.
Well, the first thing I'll do is tap her comm badge and say 1 to beam up.
Okay, so you're going with the beam up strategy. We'll get back to that.
For her, I was planning on helping other people if I needed to.
Oh, you're gonna try to help the other people in the area. In what way?
I guess get them out of the building too, but I don't have any comm badges, so they have to go down.
I would say presence command, unless you have the turns it into doctor's orders, which turns it into medicine.
No.
Yeah, it'd be presence command to get people to get moving in a organized way.
Difficulty?
I'm gonna say difficulty of 3.
Somebody is sure stomping those heels.
I'm looking at something. I don't have any milestones, so I'm just gonna have to buy up to the top, the 5 die. So take 6 threat.
That's where you're headed. But yeah, you're able to get people to pay attention to you and listen to your commands, and directing your fellow medical professionals on how to grab what can. Captain,
Yes.
both yourself and your security detail were able to get masks on before and get some cover before exposed to the elements.
Mhm.
There are various people who are currently shocked by what's going on. What are you going to do? You notice a lot of people are starting to mill downward as the top of the building seems to be collapsing away.
Yeah, she's going to start directing people, and if there are wounded, she's going to have the healthy start picking up and carrying the wounded down.
Presence command, difficulty 3.
Okay.
Security officer can assist with presence security if they like.
I think it'll be all right. Sorry, Jolson.
All right.
I'm trying to make these people. We're trying to not frighten them. Persuasion or composure is a focus.
I'll give you composure.
All right. Then take 3 threat.
Okay.
Let's try re-rolling that 0. Oh, that's still 5.
And directing everyone downward.
Yes.
Someone shouts, "There's still people in the upper decks."
Yeah, she starts motioning. She goes, "No, keep going down this way." And she turns around. I assume her uniform jacket is prettiest, so she unzips it and basically starts making her way up to start looking for people.
We need the assist so that we can find out how much momentum we have.
I didn't accept the assist.
Yeah, as she turned it down.
Yeah.
Security officer going up or tackle the captain, head down.
The security officers are just following the captain. Yeah, we're not leaving her side.
So there's no momentum. It was a difficulty of 5.
We got 2 because it was 3. Difficulty 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
to get
it was
up,
just.
So you're going to start heading up on your next roll. Meanwhile, I got the wash and the ship.
Yeah. So while I have Miss Hart running to the pad in case she needs to transport anybody, I will call to medical to Jolson and Garrix and say, yes, I understand that you cannot leave the medbay. However, there are a whole bunch of stations that I need you to turn into science and engineering and save that space elevator from crashing on the people with a tractor beam, please.
In this instance, I think a breach of protocol might be warranted.
I won't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I won't
But
tell the
do have,
doctor if you will.
well, there's a difference between leaving medical.
I don't
And
care.
not-
This is a crisis. I'm heading. If this is a legit crisis, and plus what we just saw, I'm heading for the bridge.
You're gonna need to roll a presence command to get the medical staff to let you leave. They're
Yes,
on
you
orders
have
not to let you leave.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wash
why?
isn't telling you to leave. I'm actually telling you guys to use the stations there and just turn them into.
And I outrank you, so I'm gonna try to do this.
Not when you're in the med bay.
Okay, fine. I'll play along.
Focus,
No, just
lead
do
by
your thing.
example.
Absolutely do your thing. I'm just messing with y'all.
Okay, you said presence command difficulty what?
Difficulty of.
There's actually someone we sent there in case it needs to be opposed.
2.
Okay.
Unless you're if you want to act person back at them.
Sorry,
Oh.
what was that?
Oh no, I was just reminding you in case you needed that.
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna spend 1 momentum. And which I get back.
Oh, and last thing that Jamie's doing though is having Wash go to the bridge because if I need to undock and maneuver the ship for to help stabilize that space elevator, that might be important. So I will also get to the bridge and be ready.
Jolson, what is your intention?
I'm going to the bridge as well. This is red alert, and I need to be on the bridge.
I'll have you roll assist, actually.
Okay. Focus, lead by example. I'm a commanding officer going to a station.
I'll give it to you.
Nah.
You're still able to get out because if they try to slow you down, Garrix is able to just turn around and tell them to let you go. That was more of a check to make sure you didn't have a complication of someone trying to tackle you.
Did you use your inflatey face?
Of course I did.
And then last thing I'll do is tell the comms person to listen for the captain and the counselor, or to actually hail them and check if they're okay.
When
Check on the admiral as well if we can.
True. Yes, absolutely.
hails to the captain. Actually, the first thing that happens, as you're about to start sending hails out, there is a call for beam up from the doctor for Mr. for Farrell's.
Can we get a lock? I know the atmosphere makes it difficult.
Yikes.
So-
Okay.
I wasn't gonna leave them there, so if they radio down to me to tell me they can't do them, then I'll carry her with me.
That's fair enough. Plus, you made the rule earlier of getting people to go down, so it's reasonable. Even if you couldn't carry, you could direct someone else to do it.
Yeah, I would probably just inform the doctor that the atmosphere is making transporters very hazardous, and ask if there's any other kind of option for them.
I'm running out of options. I'll try to get them out of here, but I need you to start solving problems.
Got it. Okay. What's the Jolson? Can you get a scan on the elevator? See if we can stabilize it.
Absolutely.
Reason science difficulty of 1.
Does he get the advantage of Garrix's engineering knowledge?
If you spend some momentum, I don't know if I have a relevant focus, but I do have collaboration, but it's a science thingy, so.
Well, I meant with the psychic link you two have.
It's been severed because of the drug.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. That's sad.
But
That would have been useful.
if we spend more momentum, I do have a focus in emergency repairs. I don't know if that would apply here.
Would it
Not
apply?
really. Not for this scan, no.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, I'm using my walking encyclopedia feat. I read a book once about space elevators.
Fair enough.
Neelix wrote it.
Increasing complication range for that feat.
Okay, so you generate 1 momentum. You got a nice scan of the elevator. Where did my... So you get a scan. Oh, the ship helps. Sensor science.
So 2 momentum.
All right, so you have a nice scan of the elevator. There are a certain number of people aboard. There are 3 other people in the space elevator.
Oh,
Are
shit.
they outside of the atmospheric interference?
It's the same difficulty as getting washout, which I believe was 3 with a complication of 2.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get on that then. I do have a focus in transporters. Complication rating you said was 3?
2.
2. Okay. I'll go ahead.
Difficulty. Yeah, the difficulty's 3, but the
Got it,
complication's 2.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Okay. And control engineering.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna spend 1 momentum. Crushed it.
Bam. So you get 1 momentum back, and you're able to beam up the people who were in the space elevator into the ship.
Okay.
I'll note that the station, as the space elevator starting to fall away, you see little rockets fire away from it, and it pops the elevator free, so it doesn't drag the station down with it.
Got it. Can we stabilize it with a tractor beam?
You can, however, the only person who can act in your current state right now is Wash, because 2 of you are currently occupied doing scans and beaming people up.
This is
Unless you want to activate crew support.
How much do we have left?
Might I make a suggestion? Wash can use his con score to do this.
We should have 3. I think this is our ship scale 4 or scale 5?
We're scale 5.
And we've only used 2. Oh, we've used 3. So we have 2 left.
All right. Well, if Wash thinks he can do it, I think that would probably be the better option.
Yeah, if I have my multitask requirement so that I get my con score. So I will go, and since I'm sitting at helm already, I will switch it to tractor beam setting, and then is it now control con for me?
Yeah, because it would be normally control security, but you're doing control con instead.
Yes. Oh, good, good.
Difficulty is question mark. I have to look it up.
Right? This is going to be horrible.
But yeah.
Stress together.
Oh, there we are.
They'll have their stress damage. Garrickson.
Difficulty of the people who are resting in sickbay would have gotten it back
Okay.
because you've had some time to sit there and rest.
So we got a short rest.
Yeah, pretty much. So difficulty is 2. It's assisted by the ship's structure plus security.
Okay. I have a question because I don't have anything to I don't have any focus unless lead by example would work
I'd
in
have to
this
say
one.
no to that one.
No. Okay. So my next question would be, okay, we all know that I have out of my way to try to burn one of these values so that I can like stretch it out. So can I burn insatiable curiosity for the voice of the crew, to feed voice of the crew.
Yeah, I could see you dropping away curiosity in like losing that sense of curiosity, instead focusing on trying to get this job done. Like, who cares how it works? I just want to pick it up with this stupid tractor beam.
Yeah. Now I'll still have to figure out what to fill in there later between games, but yeah,
That's a
I
later
definitely-
problem.
Exactly. But you guys know I've been wanting to burn one away so I could get this shit switched out. So that's awesome. Thank you. And then so that's 2, and then I need to spend 2. So 1 threaten, 1 momentum for the third die,
Okay.
and then last but not least, you said the difficulty was what again?
2.
2. Okay, then that's all I'll spend, and then the complication is 1 or 2 right now.
1.
Okay, we got everything set. All right, so determination's burnt and spent. That's set right. Here's that. All right, going to reroll 1 for the bold. Okay, and then you said the ship is what?
I just looked at it.
I apologize.
I forgot it. I thought I was going to remember. Structure security.
Structure. I lost a Tenjin in the list. Where? Oh shit.
I can roll if you want.
Yes, please. Because where the hell? Oh, there it is. You'll roll it before I get it open. So yeah, still. Thank you.
Okay, so we have 1 floating. Do we want to spend 2 right away to create an advantage that the elevator is stable?
Yeah, if we can, especially without having to undock the ship at this time.
That was disconcerting.
Okay. So you spent your 1 floating, and you're going to drop 1 momentum to have a nice secure connection to the space elevator.
Yes.
As a note, there is something bad going to happen to the space station that's going to affect the ship. We'll get back to it, but I will say that your advantage is going to help the captain's role, because the building isn't going to come down on her while she's trying to climb.
Yay!
Hold on.
Oh yeah, and we send medical teams to transport her room and stuff.
Right? We press all the buttons, do all the things.
All the things done.
This is effective crisis management.
Right?
Everybody's running around like Kermit, arms flailing in the air.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at.
And our special guest, some asphyxiating aliens. Yay!
Doctor. Is the doctor still here?
Oh, I am. If the doctor is still alive, that's another question. Yeah. What did you need?
Hey, what'd you need? Just a building collapsing around me. Spare a minute.
I saw this in like a movie from like the, I don't know, the teens or the 20s or something, where you just got to stand still and it will fall around you, and a window perfectly placed will come right over you.
Oh, Aladdin.
Yes, but there's like a silent movie where I think it's Buster Keaton.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw that in theaters. No, I'm just kidding. What the hell?
I mean, I didn't think technology had really made it to Canada yet, but
Ouch.
Come at you. But yes.
Yes.
So yeah, you have a bunch of scared people. There are some able-bodied doctors running around. There's a lot of injured. You have your injured crewman with you. It looks like the building next to you has stopped its collapse. There's still bits of blocks kind of floating in the air. They're not falling, but they're kind of floating. But at least the massive building isn't coming crashing down anymore. But you still have a lot of exposed area above you.
Can we seal off the coming up part, the upper part of the building?
You'd have to go down one more section. The problem is they already had that idea, so they've sealed off their section.
Phaser.
You take your phaser out.
No, because then I wouldn't be able to reseal it. Is there a panel I can crack open?
Probably.
Let's try it.
Here's two options. You can either use up your action looking for, or spend 2 momentum to have someone point it out to you.
Spend the momentum.
Yep. 2 momentum gone. As one of the doctors sees you looking over there. Oh, because they can't, without you saying anything, it's like they clued in that you needed their help. One of them moves out of your way so you can get at the door. All right, you're at the panel. Fun fact, you don't have a toolkit or anything, so what's your plan?
I have a medical kit. There's got to be something in there, like a small scalpel or something that can be used for prying. Like, I just need to get inside, so...
Okay. We're going to call that a daring plus engineering roll.
Literally the worst thing. I was hoping...
Difficulty of 3, complication of 2.
And you still have 3 momentum.
Thankfully, the complication's been as bad because you're not worried about a building falling on you.
Okay, I'll spend the momentum and add another 3 threat onto it for 5 dice.
I'm going to spend those 3 threat back. Don't worry, it's not going to affect you.
I got it.
Yeah, you're able to finagle the doors open.
Yeah, we'll just start ordering people through until I'm the last one left, and then I'll try to close it again. Well, I'll try to move through the door and then close it.
As you starting to direct people through, there is a mad dash for the door as only your door's open. The rest of the doors leading down aren't. So this mass of people from all the floors above you are trying to crush through your door.
You ready for my Titanic impression? Yeah, I'm not going to pull out my phaser. I'm just going to start yelling at people and trying to reason with people to slow down.
We'll get back to your poor soul in a moment.
Everybody will make it through. Just be calm.
I was going to try the whole Titanic, where he pulls out the gun and tells everybody to stand back, but I remember that ended up with him shooting somebody, so I don't want to do that.
Please don't. We're trying to save these people.
Since you're back, Garrix, go ahead and get rid of 3 momentum. We have 2 left.
I think we have 0 left. I spent 2 for an advantage, and then I spent 3 on a roll.
Then never mind.
Oh, no, that's not right at all, because how much threat did I tell you to take?
3.
Oh, well then, yeah, I did spend the 3 momentum. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Captain.
Yes.
You and your cannon fodder are running up the tilted building. Rushing to find what few purple badged survivors are left.
Yep. She has also hit her comm badge. Probably going to lose her career for this, but she's going to interrupt the admiral and him that he should get the people in his place evacuated just in case it goes up too.
You tap your comm badge and nothing.
Son of a...
It makes the sound. It doesn't even make the little chirp that a signal got out. It's just a piece of metal on your chest now.
She just basically, yeah, she just keeps climbing.
Give me a fitness plus security roll, difficulty of 3, complication 3. Same for Owen, sadly.
Take threat for third dice.
Okay.
Oh, I am not making this, but I will re-roll just in case, maybe. I'm not making this one.
I got you.
The support character makes it, but the captain falls out a window.
So, good grief. People messaging. Where is it? There it is. Cool. Captain, you're not gonna like this.
Of course not. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.
As you're scrambling up the building, your hand comes down on a plasma conduit. Zort.
All right, I'm going. Well, fitting the momentum or the threat to avoid it is out of the question then. Standing.
Let me check. I think you can do that with threat.
With 2 threat, yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, Captain's hurting. Captain's hurting. Something fierce.
Yeah, even
That's
Mason.
an injury.
I was spending threat to avoid it. Good for her, that's for sure.
Be right back.
Okay. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, oh, there it is. One page up. Blah 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 blah. Can be paid for adding threat instead. Yep, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll take those 2. You still have the stress of it, but hey, at least you don't go down.
Hmm.
Your security officer ably notices you get deserted like crazy and hops right over it.
This is why I have a security officer go out first, Captain.
It's shoved into plasma conduit. No talkbacks. No, the captain wouldn't do that.
Kirkwood.
Well. You do find some survivors, and you can pull them down. Some of them tell you, though, that there are still some further up in the administration building who also belong to the government and who need help. They were trying to save them, but they all got hurt trying to get up there.
All right. Tells. She looks at her. Well, she looks at her like burned self and looks at Owens and says, "Another climb."
I'm
Oh,
just following orders.
Then my order is to keep climbing and try and rescue the people in the upper floors.
Aye, Captain.
What do you tell the purple badge people to do?
Yeah, we're heading back down.
You're gonna need to roll presence plus con to tell them how to get down safely.
Okay.
Because you know the safe way up. They don't. They don't know the safe way down.
Could I argue for command, being that I am a Starfleet captain?
Oh, they're willing to accept your orders. They just don't know how to get where you want them to go. They need to
Fair
know
enough.
the actual navigation of it.
What's the difficulty?
2. You were just there.
All right, take a
Sure.
third die. I did just have my brain scrambled by a plasma conduit too.
Yeah. There you go. So they're able to get down without frying themselves. Mind the gap, as it were.
Right.
Meanwhile, back up at the ship. All of you on the bridge hears an alarm. As sensors report that the station is in a decaying orbit, and it's pulling the Tenjin down with it.
Can we get them on comms?
To get them on the comms will require a control engineering test, difficulty of 1. They seem to be preoccupied.
All right, I'll go ahead and take care of that. Okay, well, I made it.
On the plus side, you are assisted by the ship's communication plus engineering, as I recall.
I'm back.
Communication, engineering.
Okay, well, we both got the same results. That's okay. That's what momentum then.
You are able to make contact now. I have to see if they actually are able to call you back. They just need 1 hit. That's all they need. Everything's fine. They can do this. Believe in them. It's this plus this. Made it. They hear you. They open the channel, or at least one of their many staff attends to you. It's not even the head of communications, one of the many people on the station. Go ahead, Tenjin. We're kind of busy here.
We detected your orbits decaying. Is there anything we can do to assist?
Evacuate. Get away. We can't move around with you attached to us.
Wash turns to Garrix and says, undock, kind of like questioning, like, undock, sir?
Yes, but stand by to detach the beta section. Possibly detach the beta section. We might need to to split our efforts here.
Understood.
Who's actually in the center chair?
That's a good question.
It's either Garrix or Jolson.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Well, Jolson is senior, isn't he? Because he served as XO before.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, sorry. So Jolson, yeah.
It would be
So
Jolson.
I
It
am-
would be Jolson,
Okay,
yeah.
so I do have the chair.
Wash sends a overall communicable over the ship, undocking, prepare for undocking, and press that little button to give everybody, that the certain doors and certain things are going to now start closing and uncoupling, those sort of things, and then we will undock.
Funny enough, it's the same alarm.
Right?
I'm gonna have you roll me a control plus con roll, difficulty 2, assisted by engines con, because you're pulling away from a station that isn't exactly helping you.
Okay, so could somebody get engines con for me for the ship? Me focus on helm. One threat for third die.
1/3.
Ooh. 3 extra momentum as we undock.
Wash, pull us back at 500 meters.
Understood.
Garrix, do you think the beta section can hold the space elevator?
We might be able to at least slow the decay of their orbit if we get a tractor beam on them.
How big is the station in compared to us?
It's
And-
huge. It can
and-
it can dock multiple of your ship.
And can each section have its own? Does each section have its own tractor beam? We've never discussed that before.
It's an identical copy of the full ship.
Well, not identical, but yeah, they all do have tractor.
They all have tractor beams. They all have phaser arrays. They all have the same tools.
The downside is it does draw on your power, and you've eaten up a couple from your beam outs, plus your tractor beam, so you've burned at least 3 so far.
And then,
I'm
that will
showing
just-
11 out of 17.
Do we ever reset that at the beginning of the session, though?
I don't think we did.
I
Yeah,
don't think
so
so.
we would have 14 of 17.
Sorry,
and then
4
that-
because you did 2 beam outs. My bad.
Okay, so
Okay.
13. And then divided by 3 would be 445.
Okay, because we're currently holding on to the space elevator itself.
Yeah, you're the
Correct.
reason the building isn't collapsing. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so
Okay, so if we just sent gamma section, would the tractors still have enough, or just sent if we just sent beta or gamma section, would we have enough power to actually maintain even enough force to keep them from continue to decay?
If you do given how unstable the building is right now, and the various atmosphere in the area, if you try to perform a multi-vector transition, you risk breaking connection and not getting it reestablished fast enough.
how decayed is the orbit? How long does the station have before it gets in thermal?
3 turns from now.
Well, crap.
Yeah, we just need to save the elevator from falling on the rest of the people, and they'll have to deal with the space station.
Are we picking up any
We don't have a
escape
choice.
pods or small craft leaving the station?
You don't know. You'd have to scan them to see what they're up to. You've kind of been trying to get yourself. You've spent time hailing them and then getting yourself away from crashing station.
Great.
But on a glance, it doesn't look like it's blowing up or anything immediately. It's just having an obvious. It's
Obviously
orbits-
falling.
Like that's hard not to notice. The only one who hasn't acted is Jolson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's.
See, you see my tractor beam now, so it makes it real.
Right now, which section of the ship is our tractor beam coming out of? Gamma?
Beta.
Beta?
Actually, be Gamma. You're right, because Beta would be docked in. You're right. Gamma's the lowest section.
Yep.
Actually, I can kill these.
Wash, Ash, how well? Oh, can you hold on to that tractor beam if we go into multi-vector mode?
Again, reports show that we may not get it back.
I'll give you the diff here, just to let you know. And I'll spend because complication's higher than I was thinking. But that. Well, in your case, con, because you're doing it through your. Oh, is that once per scene, or can you do that as many? As long as it's.
It's as long as it's an override task.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's right. Increase. I remember now. Yep.
Yeah, that's not looking good.
Nope.
Shit. Keep holding onto.
Yeah, the problem is if we lose that elevator, it's going to fall on all those all the buildings and crash down and most
Yeah.
likely kill more people than just. So we can't let that go.
No. Oh,
No, I
elevator
mean-
has priority.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jamie's saying it that way. Wash would be like, "Sir, I severely recommend that we keep, a hold of the bridge or otherwise." But Jamie will say, "Yeah, we can't let go of the elevator."
Yeah, that is way out of range, and if the elevator falls, that's going to cause us a lot more problems for us. So,
Have we got the captain back on the ship yet?
No.
no. Oh,
Or
Captain.
Denon,
Maybe
or
we should
the
contact.
Ambassador?
Maybe we should contact the admiral.
Admiral, I mean.
Nope, the captain is playing skyscraper right now.
Your orders, Lieutenant Commander.
Station keeping. We'll keep a hold of the elevator. We're not in communication with the station. Let's wait one turn and see what the station does. Maybe they have emergency systems.
And you're not able to get a lock on the captain or Denon at all?
No.
Okay, that was my confusion. That's Jamie's. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we have no communication lock.
Jolson, give me insight science difficulty 3. Your character might be able to guess what they're gonna do. Like you're trying to put yourself in their shoes for a second.
For the space station?
Yeah.
Difficulty 3. Go ahead and take a threat.
Sure.
Wrap. I'll reroll those other two. That went well.
One and two. Only two? Am I
Only
right?
two.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, you try to think about it, but you've never handled a space station attached to a space elevator over a planet. There's a lot of factors that are garbling your thoughts. And also your captain is down there, so it's the admiral.
I'm a little distracted.
How many people are on the station?
A lot.
Probably into the thousands, way more than our ship can hold.
Oh, understood. I just
theoretically you could beam all of the station up. It's just not, and you wouldn't be able to get all of them inside of 3 rounds. There's just not enough transporter capacity on the ship. But the ship could hold a lot of people in evacuation scenarios. But
yeah, I think we can hold like 1,500 people in an evacuation scenario. Something like that.
Doctor, you have a crush of people who all want to go through the same door, and there's only one door that can only hold so many, and you're kind of in between them and the door.
I'm gonna start ordering people to stay back, and I'll have hand-on phaser, but I won't be pulled.
Give me a presence plus command or security, because you are kind of putting a hand on the phaser. Difficulty is... difficulty is a number. 3, complication of 2.
What was the difficulty again? It was 3?
3, complication 2.
I'll buy the 4th dice with momentum.
Okay.
Yep. Nope, didn't make it.
That person can go poof. Why not?
A rush of people come in, and 2 or 3 get smashed under feet.
You're getting crushed, Doctor, as people start pushing into and you can succeed at cost. You do know that if you don't succeed at cost, you're very likely going to get injured. But if you
no, I'm down. That is every bit of my stress.
that would kill you. So you know it would probably kill you if you stand between. Either you'd move out of their way, and a lot of people will probably get crushed and hurt, but you won't be hurt at all. Or you stand your ground and keep these people and slow them down whatever you can.
No, I'm gonna take it.
You're gonna take it?
Yep.
So yeah, you're zeroed out.
Yep. Hasta la vista.
We lost Ripley's life sign. Get it back.
Oh God, that sucks.
Well,
And Farrell's is gone now.
2 or 3 unnamed people we'll never hear of again survived because of it, though. So I feel good.
The officer should.
Captain.
Yes. More shenanigans do I?
It gets a lot easier when you're up here because nothing's falling apart or flying away. And you notice that the guys with red badges are trying to do something with the space elevator.
Yeah, she and ask what he's doing. Number 1. Doing.
We're trying to get the elevator to come back down. If we can get back up, if we can get past the cloud cover, we can beam people. Your ship could probably beam people up, or even the station could.
True.
The problem is, by safety measures, the doors sealed themselves to save us from, well, all our atmosphere going out. The problem is that all the atmosphere we are generating is going out down the bottom. So the emergency reserve is only going to last us so long.
All right.
If you have any ideas, Federation, we're willing to hear them.
I take out my tricorder and start trying to see if I can scan the status of the elevator.
Give
Roll
me
integrity, stuff like that.
give me reason science difficulty of
what?
0.
Oh. Okay.
You're just creating momentum because this is a pretty easy scan.
We hope.
Yeah.
1.
Okay, so you got 1 momentum out of it. It's your standard bulkhead, security door.
Well, I was trying to
Titanium,
use
thick.
I was trying to get a status of the actual tube itself before I try to help them pry this door open.
Oh, it's slowly by the tractor beam, slowly going back into perfect perpendicular state. Just very, very slow for reason.
Yeah, it does appear that the area above has no life support, but And the elevator is about 25 floors up or so.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
She looks at the guy and says, "Coming up, it's life support's not even working in there, and the elevator's 20 stories up. At least if we can get to the lower levels, we may be able to get into an area we can seal off. Are there any consoles in this room working?
Spacesuits.
There are some, yeah.
Yes, I would like to go to them because I would like to try and open communication with the Tenjin from here.
Forcing a scene change.
Suggestions could also be looking for spacesuit.
Yeah, I do want to spend 2 momentum to try and find AV suits if possible. Them. Oh gosh.
Tenjin,
The
you have
planet
lost
blew
contact
up.
with the planet and the space station.
Wait, did you?
Wait,
did
what?
did you change scenes?
Yes,
Yes.
force scene change.
I'm dead.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
You're not dead. Something else happened to you.
Oh, don't. You did though.
Yeah. Sensors analysis.
Reason science. Difficulty 0.
Really?
There is indeed no planet there.
Come on, Tenjin.
It wouldn't
There's
help
really
anyway.
no-
You have to.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
have rolled one success on your own.
Yeah.
I can't explain this phenomenon.
Wash will even say it from his helm. He'll be like, "There's nothing there."
And actually,
This makes
Helm,
sense.
I'll give you one bit of extra information. The star this thing is supposed to orbit isn't there either. You're just out in deep space.
Oh, okay. So I'll mention that too. I'm like, Jolson, the star is even gone.
Can you confirm or can you confirm that we've been in the same position?
Yeah. Helm do a navigation check. Like, are we in the same aim spot relative to the stars?
Give me a reason con, difficulty 0.
Reason con. And I have navigation, astro navigation, so I do have focus. And roll. Okay, so for all the floating stuff, bring our planet back, GM. No, I'm just kidding. We're at, let's see, I spent 1 threat. All of that is, and you said difficulty was what?
0.
0? So yeah, we have 4 float.
One thing I tell you out of the gate from your verification, you have not moved from previous position. That is to say that you are at the correct bearing and mark that you were 5 seconds ago. As far as you're concerned, as far as the ship's concerned, you didn't move.
And then in the sense that if we were in like a galaxy, say like the Milky Way, where we know there's 7, 8, 9 planets or whatever, is the star, the planet, and all the stuff in this specific system gone, or just the star and this planet? Is the other stuff?
This star system is gone. Other star systems in the Shackleton are. It's like this star system never existed.
Itself, right? Okay.
Wait, the stars.
Okay, and then this system by itself, like Konos, the system of Konos, it's just gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. So if there was any other planets with us, they're gone too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The star is gone. So my next question would be in the sense of like Ferengi talk about it, how the space flows kind of thing. But because of its removal, is space in this area now acting different? Like, like I said, no star, no.
Navigation does show that the gravimetrics of the area are very badly disturbed, as if it's not that that visually it looks like it just vanished, but the sensors don't lie. There was something pushing down the gravity well in this area that was warping space-time and drawing things into it and stuff. And now that's gone. So that's messing with all the other star systems that were and other astro objects that interacted with the star system.
So we
So
removed the bowling ball from the trampoline, and the trampoline's springing back some.
Yes, other star systems are going to be feeling this.
Yeah, so I look at Jules and I'm like, either subspace have sucked them in that sort of sense, or they're temporarily out of place, which left everything else here trying to now figure itself out without its presence.
I want to scan for chronoton radiation.
Reason science difficulty 4.
Spend all the momentum.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
threat. Well, and threat too, depending on your character, but yes.
I'll spend 1 threat to get extra dice and bold science, and the rest, and 1 momentum to get, or would it be 2 momentum to get another die?
2 more.
Okay.
No wonder we were at 0 threat for a second ago. I was like, what? That moment
And
you're like, wait a minute.
would now be the time to burn a value? Or burn determination?
If it's difficulty 4, yeah.
Alright. Determination. I don't believe in the unknowable, just the undiscovered.
Fair enough.
Which means you'll have to spend 1 more momentum for that spin to be correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 2 more. No, 1 threat, 2 more. I think 2 more. Sorry.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you got like 4 momentum out of that. Plus the ship's sensor science. But you do not detect chronoton radiation. You even double check on various other quantum adjacent possibilities, because that's something that you've discovered is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no excessive chronoton radiation. There's always a background amount because time exists, but not enough in a significant quantity for it to account for something this big.
Remember the planet that Wesley and the kids were stolen to?
Yeah, it's some kind of a
And
cloak, though.
They had their cloak, but it was still enough to where nobody could detect anything of any kind. There could be not exactly the same thing, but some tie-ins, because if it didn't leave from space-time, then it's still somewhere.
I'm gonna try to see if I can detect any like combat signals from anyone who was on the.
No contact.
And can I confirm that the captain, the admiral, the commander, and the doctor are not on the ship?
None of those persons are aboard.
And the 2 or 3 support, yeah.
So the away team is still away.
Yes, to put it that way, yes.
Well, matter cannot neither be created nor destroyed by any phenomenon we know.
Yeah, so that's why
there
I'm wondering if it's
there.
not out of place. Yeah, like, has it been moved? But how do you move a star and a planet?
An entire
Well,
star.
I already tried. I temporal mechanics. subspace, some sort of.
Because that was my first thought: is it disappearing
I
into
mentioned the Admiral, but
subspace
maybe not.
itself? No, he thought he said the Admiral.
And with my eye scan, I don't detect any weird quantum adjacent and phenomenon, folding space, a subspace phenomenon.
Yeah, it's as if someone took the bowling ball out of the trampoline. There was a thing here, it no longer is here.
What about checking for gravitational irregularities? Anything that might indicate there's a mass here that we can't pick up?
I think we'll just get the spring back.
I think this means we still have to need. Sorry, Jamie needs to get his words correct. Wash will say, I think that does mean we need to start doing search patterns of the area now.
Excuse me, but I think you've lost a
Right.
crew.
Oh, okay. That was
Turn
Jamie.
around.
That was Jamie, not Wash.
Yeah, turn around.
You see an individual who looks to be in TOS era red with admiral bands around his on his sleeves.
John
Slick
Delancey.
black hair, black eyes, and a shrug as he's leaning against the back wall.
John Delancey.
And who might you be?
This might be my fault.
Explain quickly.
And that is the end of the episode.